I'm saying? What's good with y'all? Hope y'all having a great day. I'm having a superfluous day, always. Dope ass day. Yo, but I wanted to holler at y'all real quick about what is the debacle happening with the Essence Fest. It looked like a lot of black people are mad about the Essence Fest and how everything went down this year. You can see that it's a problem. You can see it's a real problem. Tell you the truth. You know that a lot of black people not happy with how the Essence Fest went this time, and it's crazy because, when you support something and you got your heart and connect to something like that, and that's always been a legendary, situation of the Essence Fest. It's like I've been hearing about it since I was a kid, and you would think that one day you gonna go. I mean, it's just a black thing. Like, yo, I'm gonna go there one day. Or you might have family members that went. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it was dope, man. Oh my God, and we ate last and we went there. And you're like, oh shit, I gotta get up there one day. So it becomes like a black cultural thing. Just like normal stuff that we have in our black culture. We don't really measure it. You just look at it as like normal life. You know what I'm saying? But then something like this happened where they sell the Essence Fest to African people, which is nothing. We actually African people ourselves, or we all came from the motherland. But ultimately, it seems disingenuous because this is a black African American experience. This is what this is. So this time at the Black Essence Fest, they brought like all these kind of like the people who running it today. They brought like different people from their culture, you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like a bothersomeness for most black people not wanting to be there. It was like the owner lady is from like Nigeria, and the other lady is like from another area in Africa, and they running it. They like the people that's up front. So people ain't gonna really feel that because in black culture, they really don't rock with us. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it a bean. Like most times, Africans do not fuck with niggas. It's not even a thing. I mean, most of them feel like that they came here and they trying to succeed a certain kind of way. And if niggas is close by, you're gonna fuck things up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they do not fuck with niggas. So, and this is like all of them. I don't give a fuck what country they from. You know what I'm saying? It's rare. It's rare to find a bunch of them that actually rock with black people. So but they do have money because when you get to America, America sets up most cultures to be above black people. That's why when you go up to the normal store from your home, you will see other culture at the corner. You won't see a black person. You will see maybe Asian people selling something. You may see Arab people selling something. You may see all these other cultures selling something. What's up, cool? Is it you might get going? I see what you want. Yeah, so you in our cultures, we just know it's normalized. You know what I'm saying? And these cultures do not even like you. Matter of fact, they call the police. You going to jail. These are normal things that go on when you're a black person in your culture. So when you see something that we kind of adhere to or like or want to catapult up or something that we want to, support, and then it just come down to them just so fast selling the brand away to the Africans. And I understand the highest bidder, the one who got the money. And say, why my voice so deep? Thacker, you out here wilding. I ain't got no control over my voice. Octaves, my brother, you know that. I'm gonna tell my voice to. And then I guess I ain't Michael Jackson, man. It won't work. That was funny. Yeah, but you kind of measure that and be like, well, damn, why black people don't have they one thing that they can do? Like New Orleans is a black city. All the slaves was down there. It's something that we adhere to. We know our own historical culture. So King Boomy like, yo, my voice big. What's up from Alaska? Damn, I can't wait to go to Alaska. That's one of my spots I'm definitely visiting. I already know that's on the bucket list. Wifey probably ain't gonna go, but I'm leaving her. I'm riding, going to Alaska. I want to see them auroras in the sky. I want to see the damn animals and shit like a moose in real life. You know what I'm saying? My man said, you can't say no hate, but your voice kind of sound like Darth Vader. That's wow. You call it, hey, you might have been what's the name? But it say Earth Vader, and I like that one. I'm gonna take Earth Vader. That's what I like. What's up? Say go check out Juno, whatever that is. What's good with you too though, Mama Taylor, King Boomy? I see what you're on. Say you're quiet. Yeah, but anyway, as we go to the next phase of that idea, you have to really just respect what's going on and understand that, what I'm saying, that these people are going to sell things that they own. And if they own it, then they're going to sell it to the highest bidder. And you don't have to like that, but it's the way the game go. You understand what I'm saying? People going out here, I am your father. He said, Luke, I am your father. You going crazy, that man. Luke, I am your father. Dang, I sound like dude. I sound like dude. Now you gotta hit the like button. If I'm gonna do what you want, you gotta hit the like button. Hit me up. Radio voice, but see, I don't have a radio face. This is Denzel is mad at me for not having his face. You know what I'm saying? Look at his nose from the side. He will give $10 million for this nose. Look at that. Look at that. That's deep Africa. That's like they don't even know what part of Africa we came from. What's up, Song? What's up, my homie? That's a good thing about the radio. Don't need to see that mug. Hey, y'all just lit today. I see what y'all are. Y'all just walking in like, hey, it's on fire, whatever. It don't matter. Yeah, but I think that as black people, we was trying to have a place that we can go and be in our zone, and that's something that's really like always been stopped in America. Like if you have a thing like, for instance, hip hop, they all around walking around saying hip hop was Puerto Rican. When I was a kid, no way in hell nothing like that happened. But I'm not from New York, so I can't say what happened in those towns. But in my town, it's extremely segregated. So it was never nothing like that. Literally, it was one person around us that was Puerto Rican, but he was being raised by a black family. So he had it bad. They were trying to whoop his ass every day. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what it was. I remember being a kid saying, man, that dude got it bad. He getting triple bullied. You know what I'm saying? Song Jones, he mean you sound like Cuba Gooding Jr. when he was on the movie radio. Oh, wow. I never really watched that movie, but I ain't like how he was looking in that movie, so that was crazy. Brian L. say, I'm a white dude from the projects. There you go. You man, Liz must be a hood chick, huh? There you go. She a hood chick. A hood chick. Yeah, but I just think that having the Essence Fest go to another culture and not stay inside the black culture is bad. And the black people showed up and showed out. They refused to go to that. They refused to be a part of it. And that right there shows a lot of strength right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like these are things that we're building in the culture of America. What if we want to go there and bring our kids and say, yo, this is the history of America. This is where black people came from. Blah, 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 blah. You gotta go there and see everybody dancing in African outfits and shit and eating jollof and plantains. It's like, what the fuck is this? I thought they had jambalaya down here. I thought they was have all kind of jumbo shrimps and all that. I want that. That's what I've been hearing about. And it's like, nah, that ain't out of here no more. We down here now. Come on, man. We from Cameroon. You like, what the fuck is Cameroon? They beating on drums and shit. Not to say that that's a bad thing. It's culturally dope, but it's like that ain't what the fuck we knew. We knew. Say no. I moved out to a small white town and found this. When you came up, bro, that's what we say. We say you came up, Brownlees. The government hijacked y'all cultures, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's been done so many times. And Thatcher said, please do EA Sports as the game. Now, you going crazy. Now, you going crazy. Now, come on now. What do I look like? So, but it just make you kind of hurt to see the culture leave like that because, again, you want to take when you black, and maybe a lot of people not black, but when you black, you be like, I'm going to take my mother to Essence Fest. These are things they get on the bus and where I'm from in Chicago, and they drive all the way down. It's like 10 hours and shit. It's like a thing that people actually do. So then when you hear that it's ran by Africans, it's like, whoa. It's not that people don't like them. It's just odd. It's like you've been black in your neighborhood. You don't see Africans walking down the street talking to you. They don't fight the police. They don't come over here and build schools and shit. That be most black people that get super rich. They the first ones running around talking about some they building a school in Africa. Every time you see it, oh, I'm building a home. I'm bringing water to Africa. I'm bringing like it's fucked up right here where we at. Do you see where the fuck we at, nigga? It's fucking liquor stores and burnt down buildings and vacant lots and shit. And they be like, I got some money from white people. I'm taking my ass over to Africa. I'm gonna build a school. I'm building a nursery. It's like, what the fuck? Did you see where you came from? You don't drive back on the block? It went further down, motherfucker. Like, nope, sorry. I'm taking my ass over here and I'm gonna build this, that, and the third. So it's like, what's wrong with these motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to hear where this lady's from again.
Associated with the African American community, and this particular lady is Liberian. And what I would
Liberian.
say is she is.
So she's Liberian. Like Liberia is like a place in Africa where black people went up to because they was leaving black people from Africa from here went up to Africa and they started living up there. They started staying up there having babies and shit. And so she must be one of the kids who came back to America and now she run Essence Fest. And it's like, okay. Ashcock Celeste say Africa what's up? Brian and Liz say just sub and liked Unc has blessed. And like Unc, okay, have a blessed day. I'll catch you later. All right, no doubt. Peace out, man. And then A Shock said Africa with mad love. So we just basically seeing that it's a divide, you know what I'm saying? And people ain't really feeling that. Say what they Pat say what they need to do is start building liquor stores. I bet they be thankful. You fuck around and go to Africa, it's probably 1,000 of motherfuckers dead. They just don't put that shit on TV. We wouldn't even know. You know what I'm saying? But that's true though, because they do slam dunk them motherfuckers in our hood. And it's like I always tell my wife, I'm like, black people are the most international people ever. We got fucking get our hair shit done from the Asians. We get our motherfucking shit done. All our money it come from and work for white people. We take we go buy products and shit from other everything we get. Like if we go get fast food, we eating Hispanic food. If we go get fast food, we eating maybe some African food or some shit like that. We don't have nothing that we do internal. Yes, we do. The only thing we do internal is we go to black people to cut our hair. That's the black thing. If you're going, that nobody getting through that. Like black people go to black people to get their hair cut, but most times in the hood it's not like that. Pat Bradley say, bro, I go have a beer with my homies. They got the bomb smoke, from what I hear. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not gonna sit here and say no. You're lying. No, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? We do. But also, let me listen to some more of this.
Related to the African American community because that name is basically one of the slave names that went back to Liberia from America. But her last name is Zawala. So she is Liberian, but part of the African American tribe that went to Liberian. But we would clearly say that she's not #FBA. She is a part of Liberian culture. And that's what.
So that's basically what they're saying with O'Shea Duke Jackson is the guy who I'm listening to. So he just basically saying that these people came and she's like the spokesperson for the Essence Fest and she's Liberian. And it's like, Liberia, where the fuck is that? Like, where the fuck do people do that? Like, I ain't never seen nobody do that. Like, where the fuck is that at? So you don't really see Liberian people walking around you, you know what I'm saying? Pat say, beautiful women, cold beer, lions, and more could a man? No, yeah, that's true. What more could a man want? Saying lions, beer and lions, that don't go together though. You got 2-3 beers and some lions walking around, your ass definitely dead. You're gonna be staggering. Even when motherfuckers start running, you are not gonna be able to keep up because I bet them beers be hot. You can't keep them cold because you be out there in the heat, sunlight beaming on your ass. The cooler ain't got no more ice in that bitch. You take one down, you 3 times drunker. You like, oh shit, I'm fucking. Here come a lion. Your ass like, where? I tore your motherfucking head off because you ain't even looking. On the real.
One thing that's the other person who is the CEO.
She the CEO of Essence.
This person is Carolyn Awanga.
This
person is a Kenyan, okay? And
she's from Kenya.
At what she has on her LinkedIn, she's a cultural.
So that's crazy right there. So this lady is from Kenya. And she run the Essence Fest in America. She's the CEO. So it's like, what? That don't make sense. But what it does make sense, again, is things are sold to the highest bidder. So if you're trying to have something, it don't matter what the fuck it is. You have to pay for it. And that's what the fuck they paid for that. You know what I'm saying? So it might not be ideal for black people. And maybe motherfuckers need to holler at her, Caroline Wanga, and talk to her and say, yo, this is how we think that it should be if you're going to own the Essence, because black people think that we should be represented like this. Because there's no way she could understand blackness if she's from, where the fuck they say she's from again?
This person is Carolyn Awanga. Now, this person is a Kenyan, okay? And
Kenya. So it's like, these are places a lot of black people in America never been. So it's ran by Lady Lab. She's from Kenya and Liberia, which is 2 places black people do not go. You don't even hear black people saying they want to visit that motherfucking spot on vacation. They be talking about European locations, you know what I'm saying? So what I think is the most important thing is to see how to connect with people like them, since they gonna own something that we revere, because it's all going to the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying? And if people got money, they could pay for what they want to pay for. And that's really the gist of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna pay for what they want to pay for. What's up, Dave? You gotta hit the like button. You gotta do something, bro. Come on, man. You just sitting around here spewing, bro. You just can't just keep spewing. You feel me? Beverly, you on the same game. Don't just be there. Spew. Spew, my guy. What's up, BLM? You got triple gorillas up there. You must be going crazy, my brother. AE sign. See, I heard he said some Haitians beat ICE ass in New York. Now that's possible. I really don't follow that because I'm not dealing with that kind of scenario. So I appreciate y'all for coming over here too. But definitely continue to hit the like button, continue to share, continue to listen to the message, continue to talk to me in the comment sections because we like to do that. You know, it's E-Rod. Did you know that lemons float on limes and limes sink? Damn. You know, I had this water sitting in here doing the same research. You're a man, boy. You going places, yo. But the real deal is that as Black people, we try to hold on to something in our culture, and that's really what makes a lot of people uncomfortable because we are forward. We basically direct the culture in the world. Most people know exactly who our celebrities are. They know who we revere. They know who we hold in high regard. They know the Martin Luther King's, Malcolm X's, the Tupac's. You know them. They know everybody. So, in the real deal, you have a good take through Pat Peace. Yo, what you don't realize is that we do have these things in high regard, but the thing is that we can keep making new things. We're not people that have to stop. What up, Apostle? Yo, excuse me. We have the quality and benefit of making more. The things that Black people create is not the end of it. Like we continue to create, we continue to build stuff from nothing, and that's what makes us a unique meld of people here. You know what I'm saying? Held against our will, came to America when we didn't want to, and we're in this joint now. So, but we've been able to build things that a lot of people have just kind of co-opted in their own regard, and they don't have no lineage to Black folks behind it. So watching these things walk away in the Black culture is uncomfortable. It's really it's sad. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's nothing you can do about it. Let's keep it all the way live. There's really nothing you can do about that. That's old girl Lauren Hill. She's sitting in the background. She actually got on the stage late, and people made a big deal out of it because she got on stage at 2, 3 in the morning. And that's okay for her because she's an artist. She one of the people that get out there and do her thing. But you know, the problem is that she got up there and 2:30 in the morning, and people got mad. They was like, "What the hell? You can't be coming out this late." And then they looked around in the audience and saw it was nobody there. It was like, damn, nobody was at that bitch, you know. So nobody came to that shit. So it was like, that's crazy. So that's another thing that when you see that kind of stuff, it make you kind of weirded out. You know what I'm saying? Because we wanted to support Lauren Hill. Motherfuckers was trying to come to the show to see her do her motherfucking thing. Like she a celeb. She a motherfucking legend in the game. But motherfuckers ain't really trying to come to an African motherfucking event. I mean, I'm gonna keep it all the way live. Motherfuckers already separated themselves from Black people and already put a big ass line in the goddamn ground by watching niggas getting killed by the police, by watching niggas get motherfucking locked up consistently for hundreds of years, and they just sliding this motherfucker and get their money, get their career up, and then send money back home to their country, and then act like Black motherfuckers is in this bitch is invisible. Matter of fact, in the city I'm from, they don't even live around you. Like it's like they basically live on the opposite side of white people. So we live on one side, Black people, all of us, we live on one side, right? Two sections, but one side. And then the Africans in this country, in this city, they live way on the opposite side of Black people, white people. So you got a big, gigantic, huge fucking section of white people. I'm talking about bigger than you can imagine. And then on the opposite side of that, that's where the Africans at. So you got to drive like fucking, let's see, probably a half hour. And then you'll get down. Because it's probably about 15 minutes to get downtown. Then it's about another 15, 20 minutes to get to the other side of the white people. And then that's where you get to the Africans at. And that's today. That ain't even like changed. That's been like that when I was a kid. We was going to the nightclubs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that in the cities. I ain't design it. It's just that you could see how shit move when you sliding through the neighborhoods. You know, oh, this must be the Hispanic neighborhood. Oh, okay, this must be the whoever neighborhood. This must be where I'm from. It's my neighborhood. You could tell what it is. You just slide through the damn neighborhoods, you know. So then when you get way up there, way on the north side, that's when you start seeing those cultural people. Just like if you get close to downtown, you'll start seeing Chinatown. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't name it that, but that's what it's named. You ride in there, a lot of the buildings is in Chinese. You know, they're not in English words. You know, you could tell it's a Walgreens, but it's in Chinese words. You know what I'm saying? So from the river to the sea, you cross the line right there. You cross the line. You habitual line crosser, I can tell. But you ain't hit the like button. So now how you acting out here, man? You gotta be righteous with it now. Come on. Yeah, so that just make it kind of crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Ray M said the richest man in Africa is generally considered to be Mansa Musa of the Mali Empire. Yeah, good one. That's good knowledge right there. I heard about that myself. I heard about that myself. You know what I'm saying? What's good? River. Chris, what's good? Said, why is black fatigue on the rise? You tell me. Steve O'Stoner said Anna brother was a Moor. Yeah, and these Moors is the ones who taught the Italians and the Sicilians and the people in Europe everything. Namely, how to wash up. Namely, how to do the bowel movement to the actual. Uh, they made a irrigation so the boo boo can go down in the sewage. They gave him that opportunity to learn that. And Islamic, yep, sure was. He was a Muslim as well. You know, Erod said, I traveled damn near a whole country and there isn't anything like South Florida, my hometown. It's so diverse until yet united yet segregated. Yeah, so a lot of towns, I like that. You know, it's a lot of brains, it's a lot of minds, it's a lot of thinking, it's a lot of people. Like a piece upon him, that's true. It's a lot of ideas, so people not gonna really come together on a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So, but we have to just kind of move on in our own world. We just get tired of them people trying to take our shit. You know what I'm saying? Cherie said black people talk too much and build less. How you gonna say that, Cherie, when you literally just wrote some words in here? You literally just, so that means you talkative as hell. What's up, Cherise Brewster? You know what I'm saying? So she just said Jay-Z. Damn, I told you, somebody gonna say that damn near every time I get on a fucking live. Somebody gonna slap me upside the head with a Jay-Z. Now you said Jay-Z, you need to go ahead and hit that goddamn like button. You know what I'm saying? Twin. So, but anyway, yeah, so it just make you mad and shit to see the things go like that, because what Africans gonna do at the Essence Fest? What the fuck could Africans do at the Essence Fest that could make us incredibly interested? You know what I'm saying? They're basically gonna put other people in the game and make us try to pay money to come watch this. Steve was on to say Stephanie Mills called him out in a public statement saying that the tethers are running the Essence, ruining Essence, and that's facts. And in case you don't know what a tether is a person that, just like I described a moment ago, when they get things coming in from like a job or money, mostly money, they send the shit back home, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, taxes and shit that's not being paid here in America, and you're not helping black people out, who was the cornerstone of the reason why you could even come to this country. You know what I'm saying? Trump said it himself. The laws was made for the slaves. The laws was made for babies of slaves. Well, wouldn't all of us be babies of damn slaves? You know, it's just it's sickening. You know what I'm saying? Erod said, I'm Latin, and we hung out in the Carol City every day, rode our bikes through some rough areas, and nobody fuck with us. I ain't like that now. Times have changed. It ain't like that now. Yeah, it ain't like that now. We did the same thing. We ain't really had bikes and shit like that. But motherfuckers were still walking through the hoods and shit. We just went on long motherfucking Million Man March walks, because that's what the fuck we did. We campaigned through with, we was deep with our homies. Ray M said 6 years ago, Belgium set up the display of black people from the Congo for the 1958 World Fair. Yeah, and that's 1958. That ain't even that long ago. You know what I'm saying? It's like, imagine some black people doing that. You going down to Europe, or you go down to some black neighborhood and they got 4 or 5 white people who they keeping against their will, and they say, y'all come over here and look at them. Pay us $14, pay us $6. Come look at the white people we holding hostage. It's like 2 of them and a baby and like a little boy, and they just in this little caged area. They don't come over that way. You just look at them. They got all that shit: cups, spoons, couch, little area, little stove. It was set up like the 1914s or some shit like that. Like, look at them. This is how they looked and shit back in the 14s. People looking at them like, what the fuck? Boy, they'll come bomb your motherfucking crib, nigga. Who the fuck is you to hold these people in here? What the fuck are y'all doing over here? They'll come to white people and say, y'all sick? What's wrong with y'all? Why would y'all let this motherfucker hold you like this? Then be like, yeah, they got syndrome, the Stockholm syndrome. Motherfucker, we locking your ass up for holding them against their will. But in the opposite end, they could do the shit, and like you said, it's the fucking World Fair. Of course we're gonna bring some black people in here. Let them people come down here and see blacks. They never got a chance to see nobody from that area. But you can't do the same thing. You can't do that. Anybody play with them like that, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? And you already know that. You said, Cherie said, stop talking about the past. Build, build, build. Ray M said, 100%. And honestly, I would say it must be exhausting to think everything is race all the time. You know, when I see people that who talk like that and make statements like that, I know for a fact that they either work for white people or they want to see white people win. So it's like they'll be watching like series on Netflix. There'll be people who be like always at museums and shit, paying for anything white people got going on. And then when they see a black person, they be like, they're fucking nasty. They ignorant. They dumb. But they'll never, but only time they fuck with black people, and you can look at these people and watch what I'm saying. When they fuck with black people, it's gonna be dancing. They're gonna be hearing some music and be like, oh, I love that shit. Oh, hell yeah. You know, 'cause they can benefit from you when you're giving them something that they fuck with. But as soon as you start saying, hey, it's an issue, it's a problem. Hey, we should think about this. Like, goddamn. Or here's another way they'll fuck with you if you black. I just dunked on somebody. Boom. Like, oh my God, that motherfucker's amazing. Give me that jersey. They'll support you. But not looking at it that all these entities are owned by white people. You only hear the music because white people own it. You only plan to buy the jersey because white people own it. If you have to give me something direct, then it's going to be, what the fuck do you need it for? Well, why can't I be the first millionaire in my family? Why can't I be the first PhD in my family? Because that's what the fuck you just claimed is yours. You the first educated. You the first with the job. That's why you were a teller where you could send money back home. But as soon as I say I want to send some money to my house, I want to keep the money in my neighborhood for longer than just 6 hours. It's a fucking problem. Well, just go dunk the ball. Well, just hurry up and dribble. It's like, what the fuck is going on? But now that white people have switched up on some of those other cultures, and you can see the shit every day, they running around begging black people to help them. Well, y'all won't help us. Y'all don't see. Yeah. Everybody trying to tick me and say, yo, thing frozen. But on my cell phone, it don't look frozen. So I can't control YouTube, so I don't know what the fuck going on with that. That's not my zipper zap. It looked like it's working on my cell phone because everything is not frozen. So, but on there, it looks frozen. I can't control that. And it looked like it just popped back in. But again, I don't control YouTube. That ain't my game. You know what I'm saying? I could control YouTube. Don't get me twisted. But, yup. But boy, like they hating. Yeah, but there ain't nothing I could do. I don't control. But welcome back. If you was frozen out, welcome back to the thing. Like and subscribe. We did not run and we did not hide. We just sat still and waited, and then eventually the internet. On this particular one, I done closed it and reopened it, closed it and reopened it about 5 times, and it still wouldn't kick in. But my other internet channel, the other page I got up, working like a charm. Nothing was broke, nothing was messed up on that one, and it was working still on my cell phone. So you can see the internet never stopped working. It just stopped working on that particular channel for whatever. That particular, I don't know what the fuck was going on. But anyway, that is something that we all had to kind of see play out, you know what I'm saying? With them people, they bought it, they owned it. And as an owner, you get to do what the hell you want to do. And we can look at that shit with a little uncomfort and being pissed at them, but it's their shit, you know what I'm saying? And we already know in a minute they're going to have their own culture on there, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have Burna Boy, Wizkid, probably do some reggaeton. They're going to probably end up having some African bungalows playing up in the joint and playing outfits and stuff like that. And see, I could understand where Africans get the idea that African Americans want to be African, because the culture in America from the historical standpoint is that we're from Africa. Black people in America are from Africa. So, and then we understand that too, because, you know, hell, that's where the dominant people that look like us are from, even today, right? So we could tell our look and our lineage is from there. But then the historical element is that we don't know necessarily what country we're from. We know what region we're from, West Africa, but we don't know exactly which country. And if we found out in all this old lineage craziness that they saying, then you found out, okay, bam, so here's the country I'm from. Here's the place. Now, who is your family? Who is these people that you could reach back to and go back to your great-grandfather who was actually taken in the slave trade? It's going to still be hard to kind of find that. And who got money to do all that? And then what's the significance of finding all that out? So the idea is that FBA, Foundational Black Americans, is that a lot of black people was here in America already. And it's not me saying it. You can see the Olmec statues that was here when white people got here. And they was, sometimes these things was planted 1200, in the 1200s or whatever, or even prior to that. They don't even know. But they have found these things buried all across America and Mexico. So, and those featured on those actual Olmec statues are black people with noses my size and even bigger. So that lets you know that black people was here, because what the fuck would they build big ass statues like that? Matter of fact, they had to be here for hundreds of years to even want to build a big ass statue. You got to be comfortable and chilling and sitting back watching the fucking sun go down and then be like, you know what? I'm finna build a motherfucking statue. It ain't like you running and shit and chase down animals and going crazy and stressed out and shit. Then you be like, build this motherfucking statue before we run. It's like, no, they was fucking in charge. They was running this country and living, having babies. And just because white people didn't teach us that in their schools or in the educational system, don't mean it's not here. It don't mean it didn't exist. So when you got somebody like Tariq Nasheed who do the research and dug deep and found all that shit and traveled the country and put all these documentaries out confirming some of this stuff, it's easier to believe that that's probably what happened versus what you learned in school watching Roots or watching some movie or hearing Harriet Tubman's story, and all this shit is what they was feeding us the history from their vantage point. So we're able to learn a lot more on our own today. You know what I'm saying? Brenda said they did us dirty, black skin. They made us sensational. We got a turn. Yo, it's just time for black people. If you ain't gonna fight back and kill and maim and do all that stuff that they did to us, just know, just have knowledge. Learn that where you came from, it was a place of fucking greatness, and it was a place of where people did great shit. You know, you go to Timbuktu, and this is where the first libraries were. This is where the first universities and shit was. Macedonia, all these, Madagascar, these brain smart motherfuckers was up in here building all this stuff. They were traveling across the fucking world. That's how we probably got to this motherfucking country, because people was leaving Africa, traveling the motherfucking world, and then they got here and met the white people. Now obviously it's gonna be wars and shit like that, and the black people that was in this country lost. And so we're basically still for thousands of years into the future just the prisoners of war. You know what I'm saying? We can't leave America. We can't just get on. And then where you going? As soon as you get there, you're going to walk into their situation, and they might be in some fucking civil war or whatever kind of war situation. So you might as well sit your ass in your city, in your place, or your state, or your country. Where the fuck else you going to go? So we look forward to building things and having a culture that lasts in our lineage that we can keep looking back to. That's what hip-hop is. So whereas the younger generation might take it and be super gangster with it, that's just what they put on the TV. It's people who making music ain't got shit to do with none of that. But when, again, white people are making the money, white people are giving the percentages, white people are telling you the history, then they're the ones who's going to put the presentation out there. But you also have a thought in your own head. You don't have to pay attention to that. You could use discernment and say, that's got to be a lie. That's just entertainment. You don't have to take that shit so to heart that it's like reality. You know what I'm saying? When you turn into DJ Academics and you reporting live from the fucking trenches of another state. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their issues in their towns. Whether you young black, young white, young Asian, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people try to overlook the struggles of black people because it's easy to do. White people not promoting that shit on TV. When they put you on TV, when they see us on TV, it's BMF show. You know what I'm saying? When they put you on TV, it's fucking cops. When they put you on TV, it's a fucking, you got shot by the police. You know what I'm saying? It's tumultuous shit. It's not great things to be known for or dope ass things to have as your history. You know what I'm saying? Or you teaching people, hey man, did you see me on the news? It's not like that. You know, most news is going to be fucked up about us. So when you got the other cultures come here, they're not looking at it like, let me uplift these people. Let me bring the culture that they missing from Africa, and then we're going to showcase that at the essence, and then we're going to make sure that every year that the people get a chance to know exactly what it's like to be if they was back home. They not finna think like that. They finna think like, hey, who the fuck is going to come in this concert, and how do we pack this bitch so we get the bang for the buck? And black people see through that. Black people see through that. Okay, you bought it. You own it. It's your shit. Dude was selling it. We didn't want it for whatever reason. It's a lot of people that's black. They didn't want it. They didn't want that shit. So the Africans bought it. But black people ain't finna support it. So when you look at the people in the fucking audience, it's empty as a bitch. Lauryn Hill come on stage 2 a.m. That motherfucker flat. Ain't nobody in that motherfucker. She still got to perform to get her money. But ain't nobody in the audience. People then took off like, I ain't even coming to that shit. This is a choice. The audience, it's not respecting the owners. The audience is looking at it like, y'all finna switch this shit up. And see, that's another thing inside the black culture. All it takes is one or two voices, and the rest of us follow in line. It's not like it's some people gonna actually come. You might get a few churches that show up and be like, we gonna support them. But you talking about getting your money? That ain't happening. That's not happening. You ain't gonna get your money. The vendors wasn't showing up. You know, the vendors sit up there with the tables and shit, and they sell shit. They didn't come. How the vendors don't pop out? That's who really this shit is all about. The small business people who finna come and get money from the tourists and the people who came in town to goddamn and be a part of this thing. They want to take something home. They want to be a souvenir. That's what the fuck this shit. You can't take back no concert. You can't hold your ears closed and shit till you get your ass back to the house and then play it again. It's over one time. So the only thing that's gonna be something that you could gain is something from the place, and then you're gonna want something unique. Then you're gonna want something that represents the city, the event, every goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? In one item. You know what I'm saying? So you going shopping, you going looking, what the fuck? But if the vendors ain't there, they not out there. No tables and shit, 3-4 tables only out there. Now you stuck with the motherfuckers outside like t-shirt, hey, come here, I'm holla at y'all, come here. No, I got you, look. I'll get you these t-shirts, bust your ass upside the head like, bitch, you ain't get no fucking t-shirt, give me this money, the fuck out of here. You like, oh, did I get hit? Did something happen? Where's the guy? Like, ma'am, your head bleeding. My head, did he hit me? Oh my God. so this is what you stuck with. And so people stuck like, damn, y'all, they ain't thought that deep into it when they bought it because they thinking like capitalism, white people, I'll set this up, we'll put t-shirts out, we'll something. No, people still gotta have that connection to it, like it's a part of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just going there to give you some shit because what y'all gonna do with the money? Again, what? You're going to tether it. You're going to take it, ship it back to Africa, ship it back to your homeland. You're going to walk around here when they interview you. Yes, we do the Essence Fest, and I just opened a little school right outside of my hometown. We grew up in a village. We had to walk. You're not finna do shit for Americans. You ain't finna do shit for the hood. You ain't finna do shit for nothing up in this motherfucker. And if you do, just because of the thought of it, y'all going to pop up at some church and be like, Reverend, dude, this Reverend here, I gave Reverend 85,000. Yeah, all right, bye. You ain't finna do nothing for the whole system, and I can see why. Because when you got all these rappers, everybody getting money, everybody getting paid, they don't do shit. They be going to get money for they teeth. They going to get money for their necklace. They not really pulling up to their hood like Rick Ross said, I'm finna buy back the block. You know what I'm saying? That's not really a thing that seriously goes on. It's just a conversation. So you can see that it's all a facade. It's not, none of this stuff is real. None of it is real. It's almost like you just got to look at it like that. None of it is real. It's all entertainment. It's all for fun. It's all for basic. It got real serious black historian types out there that really are serious about blackness and really are serious about black people. And they're not going to sit up here and play with it and think that it's okay to co-opt anything inside our culture because we get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? As an inventor, you would stop wanting to invent if they could just take what you got. And if it could just continue to be like that for centuries and decades, you'll understand that inventing shit is not going to benefit you. It's nobody who you could look at and say, oh, he invented the squeegee gun. He's so rich now. You have to sue their ass for fucking 26 years. And then federal government say, okay, Mattel, y'all rob dude, or Hasbro, whichever one. And then they be like, okay, we'll hit you with some dough. Man, 79. Where my check at? Let me get up off this goddamn couch and go get my money. He can't even fucking move no damn more. You know what I'm saying? They made sure they didn't give him $1 when he was young and he could goddamn it go keep inventing or invest in some shit. So you don't really want to be being in that game if they just gonna keep taking it and snatching it and telling them it's yours. You can't use it. You ain't got the money. There's so many black people that's inventing shit that would come through hydro is better than electric and all that. You don't see that shit no more. You might see a little interview or some kind of shit on news, and next time you see dude he on TikTok saying, I fear for my life. They are trying to kill me. You don't be saying that shit pop out. You ain't walking in Home Depot and be like, damn, they go old boy thing. This the hydrogen thing. I just saw this. You don't see that. So when people say it's a separation, when the people say you complaining, yeah, because these things can't go through fruition. When they wanted to make Facebook, you got that shit on your cell phone. When they wanted to make the iPhone, you hold it one in your fucking hand right now. So the thing go all the way through. It don't stop and be like, all right, do you got the zoning fee? We need to have a meeting first. No, that shit go, you thought that shit is done. Old boy said I want to buy Twitter. That shit is his. He ain't have to go through no meetings and shit first. He'll go to the door, get the fuck out of here. And dude gone. He ain't come back and be like, all right, I gave you Twitter 3 years ago. What the fuck you doing with it? No, get your goof ass gone. And so why can't that happen in our culture? You know what I'm saying? It don't happen like that. It's like Black Wall Street in every element. They set these plants up a long time ago, and then people take those plants and then they utilize them motherfuckers in the future endeavors because that's all that shit is. Oh, so it's just money, right? So if it's just money that can buy anything in America through capitalism, we rich as fuck. We own a fucking country. Let's just go buy this shit. Well, who the fuck gonna buy it? Benefit, niggas. What you mean? They gonna want to do concerts, that bitch. They gonna bring all that rap shit, all that hip hop shit. We gonna get paid. Oh, hell yeah, let's do it. How much for that? We gonna give you some extra money for it. I get beat it. Now they own it. And at the end of the day, that's the way it works. You sell some shit, somebody buys it. And when they own it, they do what the fuck they want to do. So when you see the boycott, black people are saying we can't control none of that. We don't give a fuck who buy it. We don't give a fuck who own it next. We don't give a fuck who you sell it to. Will we support it? Hell no. And again, 1 or 2 black people make that point. You hear it, you listen to what's going on, and that should just reverberate. It reverberate like in fucking masses. Now you come to a concert and it's just you, Zumbalo Wale, and Tucano Mayaka, and that's it. Ain't no niggas in that motherfucker. And the niggas that's down there and shit, some 63-year-old white people and shit, or white black ladies and shit down there with some hats on and some dinner plates and shit. Yeah, we got dinner plates. Y'all want to buy some dinner? And you be like, what's in that, fried chicken? Oh no, we don't eat no fried chicken. You know you're gonna run niggas away when you say that. They come down there with dinner plates and shit, and they trying to sell food at the damn Essence Fest, and the Africans in there like, oh no, we don't eat. Damn, you know, what the hell? Why you still got 12 plates in your hand? Oh, the Africans over there, they wouldn't buy it. What? The fuck you mean? We at the fucking Essence Fest. Nah, they keep saying they don't eat that shit. You ain't gonna eat our damn food, but you think we finna come to the thing and spend money with you? All the niggas who sell shit know they couldn't sell shit. They like, so if I pop up selling this, they ain't gonna want it? Nah, they ain't gonna want that, but you make one. I'm not coming in that shit then. This what I sell. It's black shit. We sell black shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like going to Asia and seeing a whole bunch of shit that ain't Asian. Did you be looking at this shit like, what? Well, why the fuck they got this down here? Like, oh no, they got that too. Like, I don't want that shit. I want the fucking original, authentic shit from them. And for to go back to where I'm from. I don't want to bring no shit. Look what I bought back from there. Some Epsom salt. They sell it up there too. Like, what the fuck you buy that for? They could go to the Walmart and get that. But it's like, this the idea. We want the authenticity of our culture. And that we do have our own culture. And it's not to be explained or debated or discussed. It's just we do. And so when you come to places like that, like where I'm from, they have an African fest. Like, it's literally an African fest. And when you go there, you can get African food, it's African clothes, it's black people who intermingle in there, and they sell shit. But most times, it's literally, and it happen every fucking year. It's never stopped. It's been going on since I was a kid. It's always fucking happened. And so it's going to happen this summer in a few goddamn months or next month. This happens every year. So that's when you want to go fuck with the Africans. You ain't got to ride your motherfucking ass all the way on the other side of the white people to get to them. You can just motherfucking go right there. You know what I'm saying? Joseph going crazy. He said Elon is starting the African fast. You know, that just make my thoughts crack because you could see something like that happening. You know, because they went over there, they live there now, they Afrikaans and shit, and so technically they from Africa. So it's like, nigga, we doing our own African fest. That's what's gonna happen. And you'll get all the black rappers lined up like, nigga, I'm coming, Elon Musk paying $1 million to perform. I'm at that bitch. So these are things that it's still gonna intermingle and interblend in the cultures. It's not gonna just be one-dimensional or one-sided in no regard. The people who own the Essence Fest today, they're gonna have to sit down with the black community leaders and they're gonna have to figure out how to connect again. Otherwise, and they're gonna end up having to give up some ownership. That's what's gonna ultimately happen. Effectively, immediately. This dude, he is what they are. He also is a minor owner. He also is a half owner. He also is an owner. This is what the NFL did with Jay-Z. When they went through the first with Colin Kaepernick and everybody was black power and that shit, and then everybody was looking at the NFL like, peace out. I still ain't looked at that shit, well, except for the fucking one at the end. This would be probably my first year I started watching that shit. But now Jay-Z fucked with them, he got on board, and then they started having a little bit more black reality happening in their little world. Now Jay-Z, he ain't got to keep doing that shit no more. He got to what they wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he said, Elon Musk bought Ebony magazine. See, that wouldn't work. Now, he could do an African Fest, but he ain't going to be able to buy Ebony magazine. As soon as he buy it, I don't even think that shit's around no way, but the black people going to run from that. You know, again, just like when the people were saying that, Fat Joe, I think, was saying that black people owned What did he say? He said black people owned. No, Puerto Ricans made hip hop. People turned their back on Fat Joe. I'm telling you, turned their back on that nigga. Bad. He had no support, and then he was out there talking this shit like, man, I ain't mean it like that. Da, da, da. People was like, nah, man, you can't change history for your fun. You can't change. And then you one of them niggas who was around niggas every single day. Why would you even say some shit like that? People got super sensitive, and so him not being actually black, he doubled down. He got on Mav Hoffa and said, man, these stupid ass FBA motherfuckers, man, they ain't number some broke ass niggas. And he ain't came back from that. It's no coming back. Making that kind of assumption or assertion, you kill your game. And then what happened to him? The Bill Cosby 1-2 step. Bill Cosby came out and said the pound cake that you can't see where these kids came from, they got these parents, that's why they out here wilding and shit like that. They call it the pound cake speech. You can find it on YouTube when he said that all the black people turned their backs on him. Eventually, what happened to Bill Cosby? He ended his ass up in jail with a case. And that's the same thing happened to Fat Joe. He made that statement. He didn't readily come back out and say, hey, man, I ain't mean that shit. I apologize, y'all. He kept quiet. He hid up under Rock Nation and was like, I ain't gonna say shit. And then all of a sudden, somebody popped out the woodwork saying, yeah, case against you 4,000 times you have made me do this, that, and the third. What? And then, again, just like those people who was prior caught up in those kind of engagements, like the R. Kelly, the P. Diddy, it's no coming back from it. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, but it's the truth. So these guys got to kind of utilize a little bit more forward thinking in order for them to really succeed in those games, because anybody could be taken down. You know what I'm saying? But the Essence Fest people don't necessarily have a celebrity face connected to them. But if they would have got somebody like old girl, Lauryn Hill, to be a part of their leadership and a part of their thing, even if she was just in control of performances, that'll help you. But you can't come to America where ain't none of y'all from. Ain't none of y'all been here ever. Like, none of y'all even from this place. And then you think you're just going to actually take over something that black people got and we're going to just come and show up? If you would have called it Africans on the Essence Fest Museum, and y'all had built a museum somewhere, but the African is the ones who owned it, then it would have been like, okay, well, fuck it, I'll go visit that. But y'all own this. Yeah, Lauryn Hill got the hell up out of there. Yup, Stephanie Mills got the hell up out of there. Everybody that's black was running. Because they was like, I don't want to be associated with that. Nah, it's got to be black. It can't be African. It got to be black, because that's what we are. So when you figure out how to make it black, then we'll figure out how to support you. Until that day, you know ain't nothing to talk about. Let me see what old girl's saying.
Until y'all realize that we are black Americans, and we do got the money, baby, but y'all not gonna play in our face. We don't want fufu, we don't want jollof rice. We are not African, we are not black Caribbeans, we are none of those things. We are Americans. We have our own food, our own culture, our own music. Stop playing with our top and thinking we not gonna show y'all something. We gonna show y'all. Now, if you don't get somebody black up in there, you might as well cancel this, because it's gonna be way more than next year. We're not coming. We are not African. We're not gonna cosplay as African. We do not care how anybody feel about it. This is our country.
Africa is a whole different culture. I hear you, Joe. Hit that like button, y'all. Let's see what y'all got.
Black Americans are not happy with the 2025 Essence Festival. Many are speaking up about the growing Africanization of what has traditionally been a Black American cultural event for decades. This shift has been noticeable for a few years now, especially since Essence Magazine and the Essence Festival came under African leadership. In recent years, we've seen the festival slowly morph into something else. Something that feels more like an Afrobeats festival than a celebration of Black American culture. We've seen attempts to reframe.
Oh, the way, bro. Hey, thanks, though, Joe. You can send it to Hood Films through Cashapp, though. Hood Films, my brother.
New Orleans food
through Cashapp.
It's Black American, period. But this year, many Black Americans chose not to attend.
Just for the idea.
Because they see what's happening. They see the erasure of Black American identity
Grateful
from
for
our own cultural spaces, and it's not okay. To make matters worse, at the Memorial Convention Center, named after Ernest Memorial, the first Black mayor of New Orleans, a man who was a proud Black American, a building not just named after him, but built under his leadership.
Crazy.
There wasn't a single American flag displayed inside
Wow.
the expo, inside of that building.
Wow.
Meanwhile, flags from various African nations were
See,
hanging proudly.
that's what's
Even
gonna
the
kill it.
Jamaican flag was up,
You
but
see
not
that?
one American flag.
That's what's gonna
And this
kill it.
happened on
You see, that's what's gonna kill it. What she just said, no American flag. You murdering yourself. See, first you ain't in contact with black people. That is so many black people who fought for America to be America. Matter of fact, this is a website. Thanks, Joe, for asking that. Her name is called Pink Book Lessons. It's a lady on the internet. That's her voice. It's Pink Book Lessons, and she's basically giving a breakdown of what happened at the Essence Fest as well. I didn't watch her video. I just know she exists. So, but that's her that we been watching. But again, if you got no actual American flag in there, then you're really disrespectful to African Americans, and that's just being out of touch. You know, you coming from another country, so you thinking like, oh, these are black people. They want to see Africa. Like, what? Did you speak to anybody from America? Because we were taught in the schools that they put us in as a kid. What's up, 300 Blackout? We were taught that Crispus Attucks was the first person who died in a Revolutionary War. So that kind of knowledge is something that people will take with them to their death. You know what I'm saying? So Crispus Attucks shouldn't be represented at the Essence Fest. The American flag, the people who fought here, all of those people who fought in the Civil War, all the people who fought on both sides that was black. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's just many more. Just you can't diss America because another country is doing something. And then you sitting inside the Essence Fest, you got everything, islands and everybody representing, but you ain't got America. Come on. Where's the thought in that? You know what I'm saying? It's again, it's out of thinking. It's out of content, out of touch. You thinking that because we black and black people deal with a lot of racism and a lot of degradation that we hate America. No, we hate the experience. Motherfuckers love America. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is stuck here anyway because they take money to leave this bitch. So why would you be in this motherfucker ain't mad and you can't leave this motherfucker no way? Anywhere you go, you think it's a place where we can go and stay and get a fucking government grant and goddamn it get a crib and you ain't got to pay taxes and then open a business and then sell in a neighborhood that's opposite of our culture and then make money like a motherfucker and then send that shit back home or even live in a suburban area of where the storefront is that you selling at and you can just come back, drive in town, get your money unimpeded, unrevoked, unimposed, and you just take your ass right back to your town, your new area where you got the big ass house at, and you get to collect your money. These are things that America set up for other cultures to come into America, and it's been like that since I was a kid. Do the Right Thing, the movie was about that. The unrest that happens in the neighborhoods when it's 100 fucking degrees outside, and people are mad that they don't have their own money, but the other cultures is paid, and they looking at it like, why? Why the fuck is this happening, and I gotta live within this? Then the idea, if you're young, is go to college, go to school, to ultimately just get a white job. And then be like my wife's cousin, where he turned 67 years old, but he got let go at the damn job. They let him go. And then he been there all these years thinking he finna get one of them retirement checks or some shit like that. But nope. Now you can't get a new job. You 60-something. And he said angrily, because he was telling us this, we're younger than him, he was like, them motherfuckers was trying to make me train some white boys. They done fired me and trying to get me to train the white motherfuckers. Is that ridiculous? He was pissed the fuck off about that. But they don't care about your experience. They don't care about how much time you put in with them. All these decades that you trying to work in this motherfucker and pay for bills and shit like that. They don't give a fuck about that. Your ass gotta go. And then he had to go. But he wasn't an entrepreneur. He didn't start no business. He didn't have no shit on the side. He wasn't a hustler. He didn't make music. He didn't do none of that shit. He worked the goddamn job. And then when he got super duper old, they jumped him and told him to get his ass lost. Now what the fuck you gonna do? And that's the facts. And it's just uncomfortable and it's unfortunate for the brother, but I mean, the world is not nice. You know what I'm saying? It's bogus. Yeah, they tried to Uncle Tom him, yeah, and it's like, bitch, you already didn't fire me. The fuck am I gonna do some extra shit for this bitch? Nigga, I'm out the building right now. Quit. Now you gotta go deal with your life outside on the outside of this motherfucker. And you 60-something years old. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't nothing to play with. But it's real life. You know what I'm saying? Let me listen to old girl a little bit more.
American soil in a black American city inside a building honoring a black American man. This kind of oversight or disrespect would never be tolerated in another country. You couldn't go to Nigeria, Jamaica, or Ghana and throw a festival that completely ignored the people of that land, their identity, and their history. But here, it's happening and it's way out of order. This is deeper than aesthetics or music. It's about cultural respect and historical truth. Essence Fest was built by and for Black Americans, and it should reflect that.
But see, again, everybody is mad, and not saying the lady mad, but everybody is talking about it. But ultimately, when you're selling something, you're selling it to whoever. You don't give a damn who buy it, but you can't make somebody buy it. But if a person ain't gonna buy it, you just gotta sell it to whoever trying to buy it, or you stuck with it. Now you done had the Essence Fest. You can't jug it no more. The motherfuckers ain't fucking with you. You tired of it. Maybe you old. Maybe you just bored with it. Maybe they suing you, and you like, man, I gotta sell this shit. So whoever puts some money up, this bitch gone. I'm not finna be like, who are y'all? Oh no, I have to hold this and make sure that only the African Americans get it. Well, you fucking crazy? How much y'all got? Put it right there. Let me count it. Here. You not finna argue with them about no damn what they gonna do. What y'all finna do with this? Look, man, all I'm saying, man, y'all better keep it black. You don't give a fuck what. They could change that shit to the goddamn it. They could make fries with French fries, Essence French fries. You're not gonna give a shit. You gonna be gone, living your life with your money. You know what I'm saying? He said, damn, I read the ticket prices were raised for Essence Fest black tie events. Yeah, see? Marco, take care of your family and look to the future. That's a fact. So you see where as African Americans, people get a little bit more perturbed than normal, and they just feeling let down. And that's really what I want to talk about on this, was the letdown feeling that you get from something like that. But it's, again, you selling to the highest bidder. So how could anybody be in the wrong? They might have did the show wrong. They might have not performed the show this year the way it was good. Could have been a little bit more stellar, but they ain't doing shit wrong. It's theirs. They can make that bitch however they want to. Put anything up on a wall. If your ass don't show up and it's empty in this bitch, then they can look at it like that was our first year. Now we're gonna have this bitch from now on. In a few years, we're gonna rev it back up. And that could just be cultural disconnect. They just wasn't able to really reach to the culture, you know, because think about it, the Essence Fest wasn't really for youngsters. It ain't like young people going to that shit. It ain't like the youth is going. These are people with 9 to 5s. These are people that go to church. These are people that got entrepreneur inspirations. They're not necessarily the streets. You're not gonna probably see no pants sagging up in that motherfucker. If you see 2 pair of niggas wearing Jordans, they gonna be fucking probably working the fast. Everybody there is gonna be bougie and got jobs and got money, and they know it. So that's why they like, if we don't show up, then a festival is not gonna be nothing of any kind of care. And so that's why black people are trying to make a statement. But ultimately, those people are going to eventually rev it back up, because if they turn it African, the Africans going to show up. They're not black people. They're going to come to that motherfucker and say, it's Essence Africa. And they're going to be at that motherfucker. They're going to be from all over every diaspora, and they're going to be at that motherfucker. So it's like black people turning their back on them. They're in the business of making money. They have to just look at you and say, well, nice knowing you. Let's move over here and make sure we got some motherfucking money coming in, because I know they're going to come. Tanzania gonna be here. Nigeria gonna be here. Fucking Morocco gonna be here. I'm not finna give a damn about the south side of Chicago. I don't give a fuck what you do in New York. Stay your ass there. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we ain't even playing rap music. It's Afro beats only in this bitch. You know, they own it. They have the right to do that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be listening to Chicago speakers and shit. You ain't never lied. Come with that motherfucker, all they can be, hola, kind hola, you look at them bitches like, damn, them bras ain't got no bras, they ain't got no bra on, man. Look, they got their titties out, what the fuck? You and that motherfucker like, I think I'm gonna stand over here and shit. It's like real Africa in that bitch. And there's people that don't want to see that, you know, because they put such a negative stigma on African Americanism that even if the Essence Fest was like, look at the sharp dichotomy. They saying Essence Fest wasn't black enough, but then there's also a video swirling around the world about the boat thing where they was on there with the fans and the people on the fan companies, the boat company saying, don't bring no fucking fans on our shit, don't bring no personal speakers on our shit no more. All y'all doing is fighting and wilding. You know, so it's like when you have a real African American event, motherfuckers take it to the tip. Motherfuckers go crazy with it. Motherfuckers go over the top. Now, maybe Essence Fest never had that kind of experience because, again, these are the more bougie people. These are the more people, they probably in fraternities and shit. They probably in sororities. They probably, like, got jobs. Like you probably traveling from another state coming down there. You know what I mean? You came to spend $4,000, $5,000, $3,000. You're gonna be in the high end hotels. You're not really coming down there to be up in the hood and shit, in the trenches and shit, going to see Momo and them and shit, and eating gumbo at somebody's back porch. You really came up there to be bougie. You came to live, and you've been working your ass off all year, so the money stacked up. So it's like, all right, Essence Fest week, bet, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking forward to that. But if you ain't gonna bring them that money, they gotta switch it up. They gonna switch it up. Yo, hit that like button for me, yo. I need that like button banged out. Do one of them moves. Yo, that's exactly what that why people can't complain, in my opinion.
It's not, and that's why support for Essence is going down.
Culture means earth, motherland, Africa, originality. So yes, whatever it is, if you're African, go back to Africa and connect to your source. Thank you.
See, they was mixed. They was mixed.
Of why many people feel the way that they do. She
It's
has
some
not
dude
once
talking.
acknowledged Black American culture. That's disheartening because Essence Festival is specifically for Black Americans. We're welcoming of all communities, but why can't we get any shine or recognition or acknowledgement for what this festival was meant for? And it's no disrespect, once again, to anybody that's African or Caribbean. Love everybody in the Black diaspora. A lot of people that are native to New Orleans have spoken up and said that this display of the Essence Festival is a disrespect to what they've grown up to know it to be. A lot of local vendors that have produced a lot of great food are not showing up there, so people are not actually getting the New Orleans experience.
I was just saying that. I was just saying that. You go take away the New Orleans experience and come bring an African experience that nobody Black is even looking forward to go and have. Nobody Black cares about an African experience. We've been entrenched in American culture, in American reality. We've even created American reality and culture. And now you're talking about bringing Africa in here. It's going to confuse the shit out of us. Because to me, there's so many countries in Africa. It's like, where the fuck do you start? Like, who's who? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, Sudan. It's just so many. You know what I'm saying? You got the ones up there. It's so many. Look, I had never even heard the word Eritrea. I never heard of it until that rapper got killed in L.A. Nipsey Hussle. And then he said he was from Eritrea. I said, where the fuck is that at? Africa? Damn, I'm like old in the motherfucker. Never even heard the word before. Like, it's a fucking country called Eritrea. Yeah, even where my boy Traore from right now. I never heard of that country. But, well, we know what I mean. It's country, but I never heard of it. I'm like, that's a country called what? But yeah, because we're not really Africans. So a lot of that shit you just would not know about. You wouldn't hear about it. Nobody talk about it. You're not going over somebody's crib and being like, hey man, look, I got this book, or look, I got this sculpture from, like, you don't even hear about that. And I think that it's a lot of the Africans' fault because we've been over in America for 400 years. 300 something years. Y'all could easily have connected with us and had like this route where we can go through Africa and then you come here, you stay in this country for 1 month, you go here and stay in this country for 1 month, you can go back to America at any point, but then you kind of swoop through. Here go some people who probably stayed down here. They're going to be in your, when you get here, they'll meet you and introduce you, and none of that. It's just basically stay in America, don't bring your ass down here. And is that because of the media? They was putting us in the media looking so degraded and foul, and a lot of the media that they was promoting up here in America. But whatever it is, not too many Africans came down here and was like, let's go connect to our people. And then they be even more disrespectful for us. See, it's not necessarily that the Africans are doing it. It's an American cultural standpoint. So when they did the movie on Harriet Tubman, they used some woman that's from Africa. When they did the movie on Martin Luther King, they used a guy that's from Africa. When they did the movie on Fred Hampton, they did a dude that was from Africa. Only time somebody was African American is when Spike Lee, who's African American, did the movie, and it was Denzel Washington doing Malcolm X. So you have to take control of your narrative. You can't allow other people to necessarily be the ones who hold the weapon or hold the control of your narrative. And that's really what that is. We letting other folks control our narrative, and then we get pissed off about how they do it. It's like Essence Fest is not changed. The Essence Fest is gone. The Essence Fest is taken by other people. And you can't, it's just like the corner store. You want to walk up there, you can't say, why my daddy don't own this building. You can't go up there and say, why my grandmama not selling food up out this store. It's not like that. The other cultures own these things. And it don't matter how you feel. You got to actually go do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're trying You're trying to actually be a part of America, but everything about it is like nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? You're represented again, teaching people TikTok dances, playing some basketball, football. You know, maybe I don't know, rap. You represented in those areas. Security guards and shit like that. But you're not gonna be necessarily running storefronts across America. They're gonna be places where people can go and eat. It ain't gonna be no shootout. It ain't gonna be no mass murders at the motherfuckers. People gonna eat food. Kids gonna come there, smile, kick it, and then go their ass home. You know what I'm saying? What's good, James? So you're not gonna have those moments where everybody could be threatened and lives could lose. So in a lot of ways we got to get ourselves together. You know what I'm saying? Because why do we need to be dealing with the badness that we do deal with in our culture? You know what I'm saying? So, but the Essence Fest is not trying to fix that. They're not coming in to make those things better. They came in to make money, and so it's nothing wrong with them coming to make money. You know what I'm saying? They want to be money makers. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck? What's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Che, I got rid of that goofy, man. We don't sit here and debate with people anyway. But definitely hit that like button, man. I appreciate y'all listening this long. Y'all rock with me. Y'all understand the vantage point that I'm coming from. It's not no hate or degradation to nobody. It's just basically talking about the plight that you are in as a black person, and then you see some of the things get yanked or pulled away. Hip hop, country music, all these things is normalized to be used by other folks. It's not even you don't even think about them things no more. Rock and roll. You think about white people. You're not thinking about no black person created that. You had to go in such a deep ideology to learn some of this shit. It's like, man, what the hell? I don't know nothing about Putin, my bro. I'm not finna sit here and lie to you like I know something about that guy. It's not my world. You know what I'm saying? But you could go ahead and put your 2 cents in the game, because I don't know. But at the end of the day, that's really what I had to say about that. You know what I'm saying? We're looking forward to black people trying to build their own things and not being sad about the things that we could have had. Leaving them, cut this fan on. It's raining profusely, so that wind is gone. And I don't want to cut the AC on just yet, because maybe the wind might kick back off. But we finally getting some rain. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, all of the dope people in the chat, man. Y'all go ahead and hit the thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to see how many likes, bro. I see on this side. I got 200 million likes right now, so I need about 500 million more. So y'all could do what y'all could do to help me out on that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so what's going to happen with the Essence Fest in the future? As we heard the young lady say, it's over. Nothing's going to happen to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about vibes either, bro. You smart, but you know more than me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about them people.
If you look at what she has on her LinkedIn, she's a cultural architect, whatever that.
Now, let me go back to that chick who was talking. Where's she at?
Or Caribbean. Love everybody in the black diaspora.
They went to a black American school, Xavier University, shout out to Xavier, a prominent HBCU in Louisiana, to host the battle of Jollof Rice versus Jambalaya. Yeah, look at it.
What?
It's the Jollof versus Jambalaya.
Y'all don't even know what
They
this
started
means.
laughing at her, saying, "Oh, you're just black American." Like, excuse me? No.
This information, bro, is about the Essence Fest being taken over by Africans. So this might not be your type of cup of tea, but that's what we spitting about right now.
That will be tolerated. We wouldn't go to Nigeria and say, "Oh, what are you? Oh, you're just Nigerian." Like, what? It's straight up disrespect. And then look at the kickoff event. They went to a black American school, Xavier University, shout out to Xavier, a prominent HBCU in Louisiana, to host the battle of Jollof Rice versus Jambalaya.
What?
Yeah, look at it. It's the Jollof versus Jambalaya event. All sponsored by an American corporation, AT&T. They marketed this event
AT&T. Didn't I tell y'all white people be doing this the whole time?
In New Orleans.
Didn't I tell you white people be doing this the whole time? Now, you couldn't get AT&T to sponsor you doing shit, but they'll sponsor some fucking Jollof versus Jambalaya. What? Crazy.
Look, this came from the official Essence Festival. Why is this happening? Because like I told y'all last year, Essence Magazine and the festival, from the festival chairman to the CEO of Essence to ownership, is African. This is why they come up with
Crazy.
stuff like this when Black Americans don't even eat jollof. It's a tone deafness for me.
Barely eat
Will you or a
jambalaya.
loved
I
one
probably
be
had
able to enjoy
jambalaya probably 3 times in my fucking life. What you talking about, jollof? I ain't never had that ever, not one time. I don't even know how this shit look. Keep it real. But I had jambalaya like maybe once. I think you can buy some kind of rice like that from the local store and shit. But I never had no jollof ever. I don't even know how that look. I'm interested in seeing how it look. And I'm an old motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm 52, so I don't have no way of not knowing what the fuck a jollof is. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's that shit that they eat with their hands and shit. I'm not for certain because I never seen it before. You know what I'm saying? So James said, man, they've been trying to be us. That's true. We know that too, man. But you know, they try to be you as a black person, but hate you as a black person. It's crazy. Walk around hip hop as hell. What up, Willie? Walk around hip hop as hell and shit, but don't like Africans, don't like black people. You be like, okay, what's that all about? But honestly, they do like us. They like our fucking money. And so these group of Africans who own this motherfucking Essence Fest, they know the hustle. They know the hustle. That's just like me popping out and I tell y'all this week, hey man, I know I'm putting this announcement out there, but I just started owning Lollapalooza. Y'all be like, what? Wait, a black dude on Lollapalooza? Yeah, I own Lollapalooza, and I paid the guy. He get on there and say, yeah, I sold it off the Hood Films. What the fuck would a nigga on Hood Films for? Wait, what would a nigga on Lollapalooza? Then who he gonna have on stage? You could automatically imagine, but without even thinking, without anybody telling you, I'm gonna have 1,000 black motherfuckers on every fucking stage. It might be like a white group, maybe a white group. I don't know, somebody I like and shit. Like I can't think of nobody right now, but I could probably somebody. Red Hot Chili Peppers, maybe. I don't know if they got some time. Yeah, slide over there. But the rest of this shit gonna be black motherfuckers because that's who the fuck I am and that's who I want to see. So everybody who don't want to come to Lollapalooza because the black motherfucker own it, see you around. It's gonna be all niggas up in there. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand if you own the fucking Essence Fest, you're gonna have to see the people you want to see. You're gonna bring in the motherfuckers you want to see. And if everybody don't show up, you just be like, well, goodbye to them, because I'm doing my shit. This is what I like to do. I mean, you know, it's just what it is. You know, so it's like that. And a lot of black people, if they do it the right way, see, black people are really weird, man. Black people are weird. I mean, I don't know if it's mental case weird, but I will say weird. Because if the Essence Fest had been bought by white people, you would not even be having this conversation. Niggas would be at that bitch in fucking lines. It wouldn't even be a conversation because that's normalized in America. Like, white people own it. So, okay, black white people own Essence Fest. Niggas be in that bitch all year. Like, what's up? Like watching BET. Niggas don't turn BET down. They watch whatever the fuck come on there. It's normal. Like, okay, white people own BET now. Okay, cool. I'm watching that shit. You know, it's not no conversation. But then you talk about Africans owning it, and then it's like, hey, what the fuck just happened? So it's almost this tribal dumb shit that go on. Like, I don't want you to do better than me. You can't do. I'm not going to support you. But let white people own it. What black person turned down Disneyland? What black person turned down Six Flags? What black person turned down the zoo? What black person turned down a motherfucking museum? You go to any one of them fucking places and you see niggas all over that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird how when some other culture own it that's kind of adjacent to our culture, it's like, hey, y'all put a fast one on me. What the fuck you doing over there? I'm watching you motherfuckers. And they like, we just want to do a concert. Well, you better not play that goddamn music. You better not bring that fucking food. Then what the fuck we gonna do? Because we don't fucking eat fried chicken. We don't want none of that shit over here. Like, I don't give a fuck what y'all want. Then we ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a different kind of meld in our culture where if another culture owned it, we probably would still stand right in that motherfucker and become a home bragging about it. Like, boy, you know, Chinese motherfuckers own the Essence Fest. It's Chinese food all in that bitch. Hey, I got a little dragon. You want this little dragon? It wouldn't even, motherfuckers would be right in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? But then usually when black people own or another, it's like, I hate that shit. I'm never going. Fuck them. Did you see the flags up there? They was African flags. How dare they? Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, if a white dude from France owned that shit, you would not give a fuck. If Putin owned that motherfucker, niggas be writing that bitch, be like, Putin fuck with niggas, man. Putin fuck with niggas. It's like weird. It's like weird, man. So I'm not a psychologist or psychological motherfucker to no extent. I would probably be one of them niggas right in that motherfucker. Black Tinkerbell said, "You sound insane." But you got to tell me how. You can't just say no shit like that and say it's not true. Because you know damn well that got some kind of facts to it. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it a beat. You know what I'm saying? Especially where I'm from, where it's segregated, where it's not like a white lady live down the street or up the block, or like you're not gonna see their culture. If it is, it's one. You know what I'm saying? Now, what the hell Tinkerbell talking about? Do you know what this conversation is about? The black culture will not be erased. They ain't trying to erase it. They trying to make money, but they don't know your culture. They from Africa, so they just doing what the fuck they know, which is fucking African shit. They don't have to really connect to you and ask you no questions because most times black people just show up and fuck around. They don't never question shit. They just be there. It's not till right now. The internet is here. The internet is here today. So it's like, nah, we making a voice about this shit. You got to remember, they were stealing black people inventions. They were stealing black people creations. It was no fucking voice. You was a slave. You was held against your will. You couldn't keep patents. Think about this shit. This is historical. This is historical. They was taking motherfucking black people was making refrigerated trucks, the motherfucking cotton gin, the motherfucking shoe lasting machine. Black people was creating the fucking elevator. Black people was making motherfucking just countless fucking things. The toaster, the fucking man, there's so many things. At the end of the day, all that shit is owned by white people. All that shit is sold by white people. Think about that. You invented some shit, which would assume that you're gonna eat from it for the rest of your life. They come to you, so they give you some money. Money don't fucking last, but you thinking it is because you all been wanting money. And then they change some rules and shit where you get overtaxed or whatever the fuck, your ass die broke. You can't pass the money down to your family or nothing like that, but you sold the invention because you thought money was the win. And then it's gone. And now they take it and they flip that bitch 45,000 times, put a new name on that bitch, and it's over with. Even fucking recipes. You know what I'm saying? It's a pizza place that's so fucking famous in Chicago, super famous. They got the picture right up there of a lady who's black who gave them the fucking recipe. You think her family eating off that motherfucking store? Or did she sell them the recipe? She probably sold them the fucking recipe. And then she passed on. So they show her respect. Look, we respect the lady who sold us this recipe, but they making the fucking money off that motherfucking downtown Chicago pizza company who making millions every fucking year. They not cutting them people no money. Hey, we're gonna make sure he go to school. We're gonna make sure y'all pay our mortgage. No, she sold it to us. It's over. So that's just one thing. That's trillions. Just look it up on the internet. This shit is historically already out there. So you could understand when black people say it's enough. Dad, when do it stop? It don't stop because money don't stop. So as soon as somebody ready to sell something, and you know the nigga who was trying to sell the essence was trying to get that shit to whoever who would buy it. He was trying to sell it to black people. They was looking at his ass like, nigga, if you don't want it, I don't want it. But one man's trash is another man's treasure. James said you have some blacks that say that we haven't done anything to contribute to America. But that's crazy. We already know that that's dumb. Come on. Even if if you got shot in your damn neighborhood and lost blood, you did something for your fucking neighbor, for your city. Because at least when you went to the hospital, white people who work in there got a check from helping your ass out. I mean, come on. We can look at it in several hundred different dynamics. It don't just have to be about building something that's going to fucking make everybody rich or, you know what I'm saying? But it would be great if black people had something like that. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, every element of your life as a black person is to enhance the rest of other people. That's just what it is. When you get a check, you don't keep it in the neighborhood because ain't shit to buy in the damn neighborhood. It's fucking food deserts. You got to go to the white neighborhood to spend your money. You got to go over there to spend your money. So it's food deserts where you from. And if you get something and can buy it from it, or you got a lot of money and got some stuff and some things and you accumulated some cars and jackets and coats and all that shit, well, the people around you going to rob your ass because they can't fucking have the same shit. They might not have the same educational level. They might not have the same aptitude. They might not have the same gumption to go out there and get it. And you just bringing shit home from the stores and piling it up in your crib. They say, we're going to break in that motherfucker. What the fuck you going to do? You know what I'm saying? So even if you got a lot, you can't even showcase that shit because everybody else around you ain't going to have shit. Hence the reason why most black people do black flight and go move around white people and be like, whew, away from them niggas until white people come around and be like, get the fuck up out of here, nigga. I know damn well you ain't moved down here. And then niggas be like, why can't I just live here? Me and my children, we just came, no, it's no sleep for the weary. nigga, you got to get your ass up, and it's no stopping. It's constant. It's moving. You know, Joyce was good. Yo, but ain't nobody hitting the like button. Nobody hitting the like button. If I was on y'all videos, I'd be hitting the like button right now. I wouldn't even be waiting this long. It's 90 minutes deep. I'll be hitting y'all like button, man. So we as African Americans have seen the play, and a lot of times it's just not gonna go no further. And with the internet being here, the voices are coming out. I always said to myself, I met my wife on the internet in 1998, right? I was 24 years old. And we've been rocking ever since. It's 1998. And I said back then, I said, if the internet can't delete racism, it's phony. My wife was like, well, she's my wife now. She's like, ain't nothing gonna delete racism. I'm like, no, you gotta think. Everybody in the world is gonna be able to talk to each other. So if all of us can talk to each other, then we can have direct communications with each other. Then we can understand that we don't hate each other. And then she was like, nah, nigga, no. And I'm thinking like, nah, that could really work. This 1998. Now, I knew about the internet in 1996, but in 1998, I was able to get on it, fuck around, and I met a girl. So make a long story short, but this is what I was thinking way back then. So now you, 27 years into the future, you look at it, and it says, yo, where's the fucking, yeah, don't show likes, bro, but that's not your job. Your job is to do the liking. Do the liking, my brother. Do the liking. So anyway, I used to think that the internet was going to kill racism, was going to stop it. But now, 27 years into the future, you see it hasn't really done such of a dent, because I thought that if all of us was communicating with each other through the internet and talking to each other and kicking Johnny, Johnny, you wildin', man. But yeah, technically, I was lying to myself. It's not. Nothing's going. And then because it seemed like at some point it seemed like that could happen, and then all these platforms came about because that wasn't around back then. You start having Facebook, Instagram, all these things that in order to talk to other people, you have to go inside these pockets. You got to go inside these little areas. You got to go inside Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. At first it was just websites. You know what I'm saying? And so now it's like, if you want to talk to somebody, you got to go inside these things. They got guidelines in those things. It's just different. And I used to say to myself, now today, obviously, like Johnny said, that was fucking no way near finna happen. But I was just young, and I'm thinking like, maybe one day things are gonna change. No, didn't happen. So today, when you see it now again, it's even intermingling within. Now it's not like, oh, the Africans are here, y'all. We're gonna go make something to cook up with our African brothers. Now it's like, the Africans here. Why the fuck they down here? Don't nobody want to hear all that shit. Man, what the fuck? Turn that shit. I want to eat that shit. But then look at the other cultures. When you look at a mafia movie and the actors are here, but they're Sicilian or they from Italian or they're Italian, they from Italy some kind of way, their parents or whatever, and then they be in a movie, they can't wait to play them Italians. They can't wait to play them Sicilian actors. They can't wait to be a mafia boss from back in the home country. But it ain't like that. Not too many black people want to be, yup, you killing it. Sir Adams, you own it, bro. Not too many black people want to be Africans in movies and shit. You don't see too many people like, I want to play the next Zulu league. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Say racism is a profitable tool, hence integration, migration, etc. Yeah, yep, all of that's dope. Yep, that's dope. Chris said, best of luck, love and blessings, my brother. Then Shay said, black people attitude and gentrification culture is the problem. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree, man. It's a lot of things that need to be kind of helped out or worked out inside the black culture, because it's been a lot of pain and suffering and struggle. Like, niggas been going through that shit. And so you talking about, if people could have all these syndromes from being kidnapped and all these things, you can have a syndrome from dealing with racism and, disproportion, every kind of thing. Money, if you don't have a certain age bracket, they want to give you a crime on your back, you know what I'm saying, at a certain age bracket. If you haven't gotten a good job or if you haven't been able to find your way, then it's like, okay, they go one. What you doing? Where you working? I'm just at my granny crib. Good. County, and a fucking a misdemeanor. What they're gonna go slap you one, especially where I'm from, where they don't play that shit. Like, you gotta be activated. You better be doing something. Your ass better be on SSI. You better be doing something, or you ain't gonna just be able to walk down the street like this, going to the gas station. 3 police cars pull up. Hey, come here. You like, what the fuck is that? Run your ass down there, fingerprint. What the fuck am I, man? Why was this happening? What y'all doing? Yeah, when you were at the, man, I don't do shit. I be at the crib every day. All right, sit your ass in here for 6 weeks until we figure this out. The fuck just happened? You know what I'm saying? So it's like wild in these towns. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be activated. You got to be moving. And these little Essence Fest, what they should have did is came and hired a bunch of, yup, you know where we at, Che? What he should have did is came into the town and he should have motherfucking hire some black motherfuckers in the town. Be like, oh, y'all gonna work in this bitch. I'm finna hire the whole motherfucking city. That's how you keep the shit black. It might be African shit all around, but you hire a whole bunch of motherfucking people from the town. Like you get the whole motherfucking city in that bitch. Like, come on, y'all, all y'all hired. And we giving y'all good money. You might have to take a loss. But in order for them to put on the show to that extent, they had to spend some dough. So they ain't trying to take no loss. See, business is real crazy. So they ain't trying to take no loss because they had to put a lot of money into buying that shit, setting up the shit, paying for the acts, paying for all that shit to set up and look pretty like it is. They probably spent millions. But this year they missed. This year they lost money. This year they didn't do it right. So this is a really important thing in cultural appropriation. You have to go connect with the people. You have to set your ass over there and sit at Granny house and get your hair cooked and get your neck burnt with the fucking thing. You got to sit out there. You might have to go out there with Junebug and run when the motherfuckers start shooting. You might have to just do that. Be like, damn, man, that nigga we ran with us when they was shooting, man. You okay? You ain't get shot, did you? This nigga cool little motherfucker. And then now all of a sudden you finally got people who want to fuck with you and people who want to connect with you. You might have to go to the studio and shit and put a freestyle down with some motherfuckers with a bunch of blunts smoking in the damn air. Like, what the fuck is going to hurt you one goddamn day? You know what I'm saying? People do ride-alongs with the damn police. You don't get to just be around them. You got to fucking do a ride-along. Get your ass in the car and see what it's like. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to do a ride-along with the hood. You got to go around them and fuck with people and get them sit on the porch. You know what I'm saying? Talk shit with motherfuckers. That motherfucker talk about your ass. Your dirty ass. Get your goofy ass out of there, you big-head motherfucker. You know, whatever. Like, it's what it is. Like, you have to be a part of the people. Just like if I went to Africa. They're not finna come and give me a chair. They're not finna walk up and hand me a fork. They're gonna say, we eat sitting on the ground. And you gotta get your ass on the ground and you gotta eat with your fucking hand. This is what the fuck you are, because you around this culture. But they just wanna come around black people and be like, get out of the way with the culture. We bring our own. You will learn from me. And niggas like, who is dude? Who is dude? And so if you have such a white connect, then bring them down to the goddamn Essence Fest. Let them do all that shit, because niggas has already made their mind up. It ain't happening. Let me see what old girl's saying.
Y'all have absolutely no respect for Americans. When we wanted to be African, y'all reminded us over and over again how we're not as good as y'all. We don't know where we come from. We have a white man's last name. We're ratchet. We're ghetto.
Damn.
So let us be ratchet and ghetto in peace. If I wanted jollof rice, I'll go to an African convention.
Ooh.
But nothing about Africa is even interesting to me. I don't want to dress like y'all.
Nope.
I don't want to dance to y'all music.
Nope.
I don't want to buy your oils or your mishwag steaks.
Nope.
I don't want y'all jealousy braiding my hair, throwing curses into my scalp. This is America. I'd much rather learn slave history. Because at Essence Fest, we should be having a battle over the best fried chicken and macaroni and cheese. I don't know. So just like you're proud of female circumcision, we're proud of hip-hop.
Damn.
African people are
She literally smoked
over
the
the Essence.
whole continent. I'm not gonna lie. She smoked them. She smoked them. I said, damn. She said, why, where you live is all dirty and full of drugs. I like when people talk like that. You know, that's the reason why I have this podcast. Thank you, it's the yonder. Thank you. I appreciate that. The reason why I appreciate that is because when people talk like that, they're comfortable with white supremacy having a foot on black people's head. They're not, they can't imagine a world where black people have anything a step above any other culture. That person who will make a statement or feel that way will never come to the black neighborhood and literally look at the gentrification, never go to the jails and literally look at the overpopulation of black people. They kind of want white people to stay in charge and stay in full comfort. So that's why I like those kind of people, because they have to learn that this deep in their core, that if they stepped out of their mind or stepped out of their body, they'll actually see the world. You'll actually see what happens in the world. And it's not just that white people get to be at the top and eat and survive. It's also people who get stumped on. And they just ain't in Palestinian. They literally just not there. They in all of these towns where it's Democratic people that run it. That's where they standing at. They sitting in cities like this. You don't have to just look at the immigrants. All of a sudden, they starting to have to run around and get chased by people. You can look at the black people for the last 350 years. But again, that's not what they're here for. They're making sure white people comfortable. So they're going to focus on what's on TV today. What's on TV today? Then we're going to be protesting. Just y'all stop ICE. What they got on there now? Man, stop all this abortion stuff, man. We not having no abortion. What they got on there now? Man, we're going to put, man, it's going to be called a Gulf of Mexico. Anything that white people got going, they're going to try to promote it and push it because it's comforting. It's hard to fight. It's hard to lose in a fight. It's hard to be held against your will. It's hard to not be able to get money or jobs because you have to ask people who ultimately do not fucking like you. So when that person or that thought of a person go, they're going to go dress right. They're going to go smiling. They're going to go trying to blend in. And they're going to keep doing that shit till they fucking make it. They never going to stand on their own. They never going to try to be an entrepreneur or independent thinker. They're going to say, no, that's outside of whiteness. Let me go fit in with that. And then they'll end up like that guy, which is my cousin, my wife's cousin. So when they get later in life, 60-something, way deep into their future, and then they get the wake-up call. This is how white people really act. And all you got to do is look on TV right now. And you can see all the cultural people who voted for Trump, voted him in, just to see today him chasing them out the damn country. So why didn't the vote work? It's supposed to work. You're supposed to be able to speak to the people through your vote. It didn't work. So now we've been telling you that kind of shit. But you ain't got to listen to us. Pay attention. Do what you want to do. It's your life. You know what I'm saying? So I just say that the time that, you know, you learn these things is just up to you. So let me get back to the next person. But that girl, she did cook them people talking about those things about how we do not care about having all that African culture around us because it's not something you see every day. It's not something you know about. If it was such an African thing here, they'd have that shit in the NBA. That shit have that shit in the NFL. They'd have that shit on all the things that white people control. They don't. They represent African Americanism in every one of those elements. Even if the people have African names, they still live within the African American structure. Matter of fact, you can tell most of the people in the NFL or the NBA that's African got white wives. They're not finna go. You don't see them walking around with a black lady named Umfumala. They be with a white girl named Michelle or Sarah, and they names be Kumpukala Wandabe. But them niggas be having white wives, and you know that's a fact. So it's not to be sitting around saying that they holding down their culture. No, the fuck they not. They live an American lifestyle because that's all the fuck you can do in America. Just like if I was in Africa, I had to only live an African lifestyle. I couldn't start living like I'm from here and I'm in another whole fucking country. Ain't shit you like or do is gonna be there. It's only gonna be what they cultural understanding and what they got around is gonna be there. So you gotta blend in where the fuck you are.
Festival with the intentions of selling African culture and heritage, okay? They're trying to sell black people African culture and African heritage.
Hit that like button
they
too,
really
y'all.
feel like that we are lost and we are confused on where we come from. The enslavement of African people lasted for 400 years,
Let's
over
go.
400 years.
Let's go.
Okay? There's nobody on this earth who's going back 400 years finding relatives and trying to figure things out from 400 years ago.
It's crazy.
It's purposeless, right? My ancestors came from St. Helena, South Carolina. Just to let y'all know. And it's a lot of information on my great-great-great-great-great-grandparents and my great-uncles and great-aunts. It's a lot of, it's black excellence, okay? And they try to push this narrative from now to slavery or the enslavement of African people, and that's not how that works. The enslavement of African people lasted over 400 years. Within probably 200 years of the enslavement of African people, the African-American race started to begin because of the violence that enslaved Africans were enduring. But let's not take away from the fact that African American people have been around for a very long time. Stop telling us to go back to Africa. If you want to try to come in and colonize, be new generation colonizers, I just think that y'all should sell something that black people are wanting and willing to buy.
Did I just say that?
Stop thinking that we are insecure about
shit.
our culture. Our culture
We
is
buy all y'all
recognized
shit.
all over the world. Without African American people, there wouldn't even be the culture in Africa. While y'all are hooting and hollering on y'all drums and bangos and we are the reason why the advancement is happening in Africa. We are the reason. We are the culture. We are the voice. We are the celebration.
Facts.
We are the color. Without African American people, there would not be a lot of color in this world. Let's be very honest here. Stop.
Hey, she's spitting. And that's true because, again, our people in this country that's black, these are the names that's known around the fucking world by many millions of people. about the things that black people did, the inventions, the fucking fighting, all of that shit. It's like we don't who is from these countries that you know. If it wasn't for Tri-Ray, I wouldn't know none of their damn names. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact because it's not like the media don't promote it. The media look at them as the enemies. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really know the names of those people like that. They're not on TV. They're not in our algorithms and shit like that. Is that by design? Is that by because they don't want us to want to join those movements and shit like that, and we be over here feeling like, oh, hold the fuck on, I'm Africa, yeah, I'm down with them, and I'm trying to stop doing this shit to the people over there and shit. So they don't put that in our face. We don't see that. They put in our face, this dude got shot, this dude got arrested, this dude going to jail, this dude attacked that person, this dude attacked that person. And it's like, that's all the fuck you see. And it's constant. It's every day. It's every single day for 365 days a year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all your fucking life. It's never nothing about Africa. And if they do show some shit about Africa, it's big, it's crazy. Shaggy said, good luck, brother. I subscribe. Just wanted to say that Russian people are white. They were also slaves. So generalizations generalize too much. Not all whites are bad. Stop with colors. G, see ya. See, again, a lot of people believe that when you talk about black people, when you talk about blackness, that you're dissing all white people. But that's what you call, and what we call, white guilt. I can speak about whiteness and don't have anything negative about white people in my heart or feeling. But to speak about blackness or an experience, it also means that you also hate somebody else. And that's never done by other people. Other people are able to speak their minds, and they're not looked upon as hate. You know, the people saying, hey, why y'all taking us out of America? Why y'all trying to lock us up? Nobody look at them like they hate white people because they saying that. Because they saying stop ICE, stop trying to kick us. Nobody's saying, oh, you hate white people. You keep saying stop ICE because you hate white people. Nobody makes that up. Nobody even correlate that. People look at it like these people just don't want to be kicked out of America. They probably comfortable here. They probably was born here. They probably don't feel like being singled out. But nobody correlates the fact that those people are making statements or rioting or having fucking videos about it. Nobody says they hate white people. Nobody is going to say that. That's never even going to connect. It's going to be one-dimensional. I just don't want to leave America. Do you hate white people? Huh? Where'd that come from? It's not even connections. So if a black person talk about his experience in white America, his experience around white people, his experience dealing with the life you experience in America, that also means you must hate white people. And that's a fucking misconception. All of that's dumb. So you can't let narratives run you crazy or ideologies run you crazy. It's just a fucking opinion. This is my opinion because it's my experience. You got one too. I'll watch your YouTube. I'm not going to say you hate the people because of your fucking experience. It's your experience. If it feels like there's some hate coming upon me or coming from me, I can't control what you feel. This is your feeling. You can think what the hell you want to think. But in clarity aspect, I want to make that clear to the bro. It's no fucking such thing as hate because you speaking. That's crazy. Hate to me mean action. Mean you doing some shit. Mean you making sure you be effective towards some shit. This is just conversation. And this is what all these things are. YouTube conversations. They ain't got nothing to do with activity. Because what the fuck activity can you do? I live in America. I got to pay my bills and eat food and do everything like everybody else. I ain't changing and I ain't leaving. So I'm amidst it all, it ain't been enough for me to move to Liberia. You know what I'm saying? And not be at the damn Essence Fest too. Like, hey, you should come back home, my brother. You just don't know what you're missing. I ain't doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what old girl got to say.
Culture. We don't want to buy it.
Essence Fest is whack and washed now because it's run by a bunch of Africans. There is no Black American culture that is reflected in Essence Fest anymore. Essence's CEO is an African. The chief, I don't know, one of their chief top level executives and officers is an African. The person that owns Essence Ventures is an African. So what you...
It's enough said. That's enough said right there. Essence has been historically, man, make sure y'all hit that like button too. Appreciate y'all. And Essence has historically been a black business, has been also a black thing. You know what I'm saying? You say, was Tupac a Black Panther? How would I know what Tupac was, bro? You act like I was his friend. Why don't you just go Google all these questions you got, my friend? How the hell I know who the people you're talking about? What's up, Catherine? What's up, Tim? At the end of the day, so we see that the Essence Fest got a lot of black people feeling like they're going to be left out, like they don't want to be a part of this and support these things because they're just going to ultimately push us out, and that's exactly what's happening. They pushed us out of the Essence Fest, and it's really sad, you know what I'm saying, as far as being people who've tried to always support those things. What's up, Teresa? Tressa. So it just make you want to know. Aaliyah just answered your question, bro. You're supposed to be hitting her like on that. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is that we push our agendas. Black folks are trying to keep blackness the way we love it, but then other people get to come and love it themselves and take it and then utilize it to their advantage. And this is basically black people putting a big no in the ground, saying I'm not going to support that. We're not going to be a part of that. I don't think that's going to stop the Essence Fest from having legs. I don't think it's going to stop the Essence Fest from being a thing. I think it's just going to be in that it's going to be more of an African thing. And I don't think they're going to care about that. I think they're going to be happy to make the Essence Fest a black thing, an African thing, because you got many countries that'll support that, that'll come and be a part of that. And so I don't see that them people going to look and say, no, this shouldn't be no African thing. I think they're going to look at it and say, yeah, okay, this is what we made it. And don't come over here no more. And they're going to probably move it from down in New Orleans. And they're going to take it to where Africans mostly are, probably somewhere like New York or some other town. They're going to move it because black people putting a stamp in the ground. They're not going to make no money if they keep it in New Orleans, because New Orleans is an African-American city ran off of slavery. And so it's got its culture already entrenched. So when they did something like that water coming through there with Katrina, they want to wash all of those people out. You know what I'm saying? But Aaliyah said it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't believe that they're going to be able to stay in our hood or stay around black people and succeed. I just don't believe that. I think they're going to have to get up out of here because black people ain't feeling it. And even people like Lauryn Hill, she got a bad rap now because nobody was at her show. She got on the stage and it was empty. And it's like, damn, what the fuck? Why she come on so late? Why she didn't come on early? But you know, her as an artist, that's how she liked to pop out. She liked to pop out late. And so when she popped out this time, the people got to looking at her weird. Like, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have been up here. You know what I'm saying? So that's Lauryn Hill, yeah. You can see it right there. Chase said, who was in the picture behind you? Lauryn Hill. Then she said, if I known white people would listen to my music, I wouldn't have made my music. I mean, that's her opinion. That's her world. She feel like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for me to decide if she's making that assertion correct, because it's her experience with her whiteness. I don't know her like that. You know what I'm saying? Eagle, what's good? Grand Rising. Aaliyah said, I live here in New Orleans. It was completely slow. They were more concerned on the Caribbean culture. Yeah, that's what I've been playing these videos, and that's exactly what they've been saying. That they're just not the Caribbean people is who they have in mind. And it's their thing. They own it now. You know what I'm saying? So it just looks more like for us as African Americans that we have to be owners. You know what I'm saying? And I think that lady, whoever was selling it, she went to try to sell it to some black people. And they just wasn't feeling her. You know what I'm saying? She said that's a Jersey girl. And that's just how she feel. You know, and then she from up north where it's a little bit less overt racism. She's in Jersey, so you might not see the same level of racism like somebody would down in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Where it's more like a class issue because they got color schemes down there, octoroons and you know, all these names and shit, mulattoes. You know what I'm saying? Teresa said, "It's all sad. It's all sad all the way around. Unity needs to happen. United, not divided." It sounds good, Teresa, but that's not the reality of the world. It's just, it don't work like that. The reality of the world is more like, I'm supposed to come up and my team is supposed to win. And everybody else got to lose. And so even if you feel like that people are going to not be like that, you'll be listening out because they're going to show you the long way and the hard way. That's the way it is. My team's supposed to win. Everybody else is supposed to lose. And so it's really not no togetherness. You know, the internet didn't end racism after 27 years. You know what I'm saying? It didn't end it. Even though we could talk to each other and be in communication with each other, we still so far apart. Tim said New Orleans is in the bowl. It can be flooded again. Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? They threw that water down there, washed everybody out, and then they just sold everything to the highest bidders. So black people don't have that kind of paper to be just going to buy the Essence Fest. You know how much kind of money that shit is to buy the Essence Fest? Even if you had the money, you still got to promote it to get folks there. They got an annualization, meaning that people know it's going to happen, so they will show up on their own. But the thing about it is that if they showing up and they not seeing what they want to see, it's crazy. The internet is deep, man. It's like they put a campaign out on the Essence Fest that's so big right now. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they'll never be able to recover from this unless they literally come out to the black community and connect with people and make people say, yo, okay, I'm gonna rock with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, they're not gonna redeem themselves behind this. Yo, hit the like button, though, y'all, because I see my like button is low. We need about another 2 million. You gotta hit it up. Bing, 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 bing. Use them fingers. Make it jug. Make it twerk. Yep. So that's what I feel, man. You know what I'm saying? I see that, you know, a lot of people had a lot of emotions. Antiquity was good. A lot of people had a lot of emotions about the fact that black people and Africans aren't connected or don't like each other. And it's like it's been so entrenched in the American culture, it's no way around it. It's like the way America works, the division, the separation. It's like nobody is really at fault. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it works. It's like nobody wants to be black. Like nobody wants that title. But a lot of us are stuck with it. So there's no way back from it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you either black or you ain't. And then what else you gonna be? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know if I would want to be another culture. That seems odd to me. It's like, nah. I said, nah, I have to be African American. Yo, you can leave an actual donation at Hood Films on Cash App. Hood Films on Cash App. HOD, you know the name. You looking at my channel on Cash App. Hit the Cash App. Send me something. Show me some love. I'm hitting y'all up. I'm speaking to y'all. Hit the like button more like buttons. My like buttons ought to be going crazy. Who would sit on here 117 minutes and spit to y'all, keeping you entertained, keeping you enthralled, keeping you going? What's up? Let's do it. You working your day. You rocking out there on the world, but you sitting over here listening to me chat, hollering at you, and I like doing it. I feel so grateful to talk to y'all. I feel so grateful that you're listening. I feel so grateful to just look at y'all talking to me in a comment section. Oh, that's dope. What's up, K-Jam? What's popping with you? Tim said I do. So, you know, what we do have to just do is just understand that, you know what I'm saying, that when you buy something, it's yours. And those people who own it today, they don't have to change nothing. You know what I'm saying? Aaliyah, this year, Essence Fest did a restraining order against most black-owned companies and restaurants here in the city. So a lot of vendors backed out. Wow. So you see that? So you see that a lot of people was trying to get in there and they was only trying to let so many people in. And then the news got out again. They was like, hey man, they told what's name he couldn't come. But what? Why he can't get? He always go. And it's like they just knew. They don't know the vendors like that. They probably had a list of vendors. And then there might have been some vendors who was coming back who wasn't there last time, didn't get on the list or whatever. And it's like they probably was being real strict towards them. So it's going to be hard to do things your way in somebody else's town, in somebody else's city. It's going to be real hard. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, you have to touch down. You got to go in there and go rub your shoulders with the folks who is the people. And then you got the internet here too. You know what I'm saying? So what they should have did, they should have hired a black firm, an African-American firm to run that whole thing, to run the face of it, to run the whole, getting people to show up. They should have had a black person doing that, because then nobody would even know all of this. Nobody would even know it's owned by Africans. And then all that African flag shit, X that. You put up some black people shit in that because you in America. That ought to let you know alone you can't do that. But still, a lot of times, like in Africa, you got a lot of Chinese people taking over a lot of these countries. So when they come to those countries, obviously they Chinese people, they putting their flags up, they representing it. They in Africa. They don't give a fuck about how the Africans feel. They buying the shit up. They telling blacks this store is only for Chinese people. Can't no blacks come here. So they're used to a colonization level that's nothing we deal with here. They gentrify us and they might appropriate us, but they don't really come and just move on top of us. They don't move right where you live, you know what I'm saying? But when you got like those people doing this to them in Africa, in so many countries, and then they come back over here to America thinking like, well, we can't do it to white people because they're not gonna let us come over there and just do our own festivals in their neighborhood. And we ain't really do it to the Hispanic motherfuckers because they got their own thing going. We pop up with our shit, they're gonna pop up with their shit. Let's just go to the black neighborhood because we black too, but I know we don't really fuck with them. But technically, we can go over here and do our own thing. And so, yeah, all right, technically you can. We were all black, but then you come here, no representation of us, no faces, no names, no no people to showcase us and nothing like that. It's just like a whole put my shit up. It's all about me. And the people coming in there thinking that they're gonna see the normal thing. It's like going to the NBA and all the shit in that shit is just one bland color. It's just all green, every damn thing. It ain't the Celtics green. It's just green. You be in there like, this bitch look weird as a motherfucker. Like, why they change the color like this? Like, oh no, this owner, he just like green. He be starting to get dizzy in that bitch after a while. Like, I can't sit here, man. It's just too much green. I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just not used to it. Then you go to a regular game and you see all the colors and everybody moving in the jerseys. You like, this is what I'm used to. I'm never going to a game like that again. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I say sometimes when you're not connecting to the culture, you're just gonna look weird and you're gonna seem like somebody who's just an appropriator and then don't nobody need to know. Aaliyah said this new CEO is just messing it up for everyone. She really is. Sherry said, listen to how you talk. Who wants to follow you with your curse words? Oh my God. This person really believes her opinion matters. Oh my, I feel so sorry for her. That's sad. But, you know, she'll figure it out one of these days. But at the end of the day, that's what I think, you know what I'm saying, about the Essence Fest. I do believe that let me go get my coffee real quick. I'm starting to get a little headache. Take a leak. Yep, so I had to pop back in for y'all real quick. Man, that coffee tastes good. Hey, Aaliyah, you was on my side, then you just lost me. Sherry said, if you want followers, be decent. Why don't you just go follow somebody that's decent? Why are you telling me how to live? I think I'm older than you and don't give a hoot nanny about your opinion. I am finna block her because she got her damn people fucked up. Get your goof ass out of here, bitch. Fucking talk to me like that. Get your goof ass out of here. Nah. Fuck I care about what you talking about. Get your lame ass out of here. Fuck out of here. Sherry, you just lost me too. Get your lame ass out of here too. Fuck lost. Goofy. You be on my channel telling me, sure. You don't tell your white boss nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Get your lame ass out of here. Teresa, I'm American Indian, and my people are still being ignored and murdered on our women and girls are dismissed. In my family, I have the rainbow, LOL. I must be rare. I really do love all people. That's good, Teresa. You're a dope person. Especially speaking like that, you're a dope person. Tim says, Sherry, I understand. Express your feelings more positively. And I don't really understand, Tim, because the internet got probably about 60 million channels. So you don't have to be nowhere that you don't want to be. But if you are somewhere you don't want to be, you can't Cassie me Well, I'm supposed to listen to you or something like that. You showed up over here. Go be what grown people like to be, but don't go nowhere where somebody got to listen to what you're saying. Because the only people going to listen to what you're saying, and let me be clear about this again, the only people going to listen to what you're saying are your children. Everybody else going to tell you kiss ass. And if they don't, then that's your choice and their business. Pat Ryder said, be like a queen, stop trying to tell a man how to run his castle. My man, see what I'm trying to say? That's how you're supposed to be, man. You can't sit up here and let nobody tell you how the hell to live your life. This is my whole life. I woke up this morning and chose to do this. I didn't ask your permission. If I ask your permission, you very well can tell me how to consider it doing things. But if you came over here and it was already activated, that's called colonization. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I do believe that it is a real thing that happened with the Essence Fest, and I believe that those people are going to redeem themselves at some point, but I think that they're going to probably do it better off if they stay within their African culture. Black people already got a bad taste in their mouth about how they treated us over the decades, and it can't be fixed. It can't be changed. It's like they've already set it in stone, and they didn't like us, and they didn't treat us right, and they didn't come to our parties, and they don't show up around us. It's always a few people who blend in. It's always a few people who become a part of the African American culture. I'm sure it was some Puerto Ricans who helped out during the time of hip hop. But ultimately, it's a black thing. And nobody's going to sit back and let somebody just claim these things and then just be able to walk past. The Essence Fest will not be a black situation if Africans own it. It can't. This ain't Africa. Chinese people don't just come in here and set up statements and then we go. We are only going to those stores that's in our neighborhoods because white people won't let us get the stores. They won't let black people get loans. They won't let black people open up stores. Black people cook the food. Black people could work the constructions. Black people could create. Black people got degrees. Black people know how to do the civil engineering on how to create these locations and these storefronts, but they won't let you do it because ultimately they own the land. And so the land is where you would build your store on. So if you have to go to them and ask them, they're going to tell you no. And that's just how it goes. And if you leave any state and you go way out of your state, not where the city and the trees at, but way out, where you about to leave your state and go into another state where it's just nothing out there but just forest on both sides of the road, that's where black people got to go. And build your own area and build your own city and build your own everything and but you still got to go to white folks and say, hey, excuse me, don't y'all got them tree knockdown machines? Can we use y'all tree knockdown machines? You still got to go to them because otherwise, and it's their land. So even when you get over there to say, I'm going to knock these trees down and we're going to build our own black oasis, they're going to come and say, you can't do that. This Jed land. You know, Jed, he own all this. You got to go buy from him. He going to say, I can't sell this to you. My great-granddaddy put this in our family, and we can't get rid of this land. It ain't for sale. So now you got to go down further and down further and down further. And yep, you're going to end your ass up somewhere in Russia or somewhere. Because even if you go to Africa, they're going to tell you the same thing. You can't come and own shit. Y'all from America. So we basically, as a people, inside of a land without our own land. You understand what I'm saying? So we see these things. We see what's going on. And even inside that, you got the situation where they trying to lock your ass up and put you in jail every fucking 5 minutes. They even got the big moguls, the motherfuckers who make millions of dollars, who got name recognition and credibility and credentiality and all this shit in jail. Not conversation, not you gonna have to time out. Your ass locked up for months. It's like a message that's going out. Like any one of you motherfuckers get out of line. I don't give a fuck what level you in. You could even be Bill Cosby, age 82. We popping your ass, you going to jail. So when people start trying to see those things overturned and flipped upside down and trying to fight for those things to stop happening, you know what I'm saying? Then you can see where that shit's coming from and where it was there. My boy M just got on board, so he didn't see that question being answered. You know what I'm saying? So we can't go back for you, M. You're going to have to go ahead and watch that recap because we answered that question, my brother. But anyway, and then you ain't hit the like button? Wait a minute, M just popped in the game and ain't hit the like button, y'all. What's going on with him? Don't go on, don't get at him, but you know, you gotta have the right decorum. You don't come in somebody's crib and just start saying, where the food at? You gotta take your shoes off, my brother. You gotta take your hat off. You gotta say, how y'all doing? You understand what I'm saying? So hit the like button and act like a real mizzle. But what I want to say is that black people have been outraged for many times, and this is just another one. And so, if you're going to expect us to have some kind of regard for these things, then you have to speak up, because they don't want us on their cruise ships because, excuse me, about how the African American experience that they believe we project. They don't also want us on the what's the other part? They don't want us. They don't. Well, now they don't want us at the Essence Fest because they don't want to showcase our actual culture. So then, when you have the award show time come around, which is going to be in the wintertime, the music festivals, the film festival, I mean, the film awards, the music awards, they're going to definitely kick African Americans out of that. And all of that shit come from our creativity. The biggest movie this year was motherfucking, you could tell me in a damn comment section, what was the biggest movie this year? This is a film YouTube. What was the biggest movie this year? I'm going to see if anybody know it. Because before I even say it, because what I'm going to say behind it, I want to know if you even know what it is. What was the biggest movie so far this year? It's been 6 months. You know what I'm saying? What happened? What 7 months now? What came out? And what was the biggest one when it dropped? So that's really what this is what we do. Our culture is the ones that push everything forward. Just like you could look and say the white people are the ones who push the laws and run the country. We're the ones who run the culture. It's two things that's happening at the same time. You understand? And neither one of us are trying to step on each other's toes. They run the country, we run the culture, and it's all blending going forward. And everybody intertwined with each other. We follow the laws, they follow the culture, and everybody else do the same thing. So it's to look at it as if we're not together or we against each other. Oh, that's just made up hoopla. That's TV. That's, you know, it's media. You could watch a nice little mini series on Netflix with that stuff on there and be like, wow. But in reality, is that happening? No, it's not reality. Y'all wouldn't even be on my channel if any of that stuff was reality. You're still acting a little aggressive with not hitting the like button, but I'm going to give you a handicap blessing, and I'm going to go ahead and read your message. You say, why do Americans want any country that has resources? Now you want to come on here with questions that we got to actually go to school to learn? Come on, man. We are not politicians, bro. We don't run none of them laws. We don't know what these people doing. All we do is get up and live our life. I can't tell you what every American is doing, running, what? All that stuff is too far-fetched, man. Come on. That's why you got to stay within the topic. The topic is Essence Fest. The topic is Essence Fest. And why was it co-opted by the African culture? And why was it no African American culture showcased at this particular Essence Fest? That's what the conversation is about. Hit the like button. Show some love. It's been 133 minutes and a half, and I just been rocking with y'all straight back. Don't you understand that sometimes you can get a headache from talking too long? Don't you sometimes your butt get to hurting from sitting in a chair too long? Don't you know sometimes you just get with your mouth get tired of talking and you get dry mouth? Don't think this ain't American dope entertainment for y'all right now. Hollering at you, giving you everything, the greatness that you need to know right now. M is saying, go to job. So he believes that I have to get up from this place to go to a job, and this is not a job. Even though I'm spending the same hours that I would be in somebody's building. This dude is crazy. Tony Scott said 133 minutes. Lord, man. That ain't really bad though, but it can, cause I have what's called coffee headache sometimes, and I try to blend myself off of coffee, but by the time the mid-afternoon, if I don't drink enough, my head starts getting weary, and I gotta drink coffee. So it's just one of those things that you go through, and only 6% of Americans get headaches from coffee. Most people drink this shit, it's no problem. I drink it every 2 days, 3 days, my head starts banging. I'm like, damn, why don't I quit drinking coffee? Quit asking questions. So Daniel Broccoli said, Hood Films, how do you feel about humans exploiting animals? Danny, I think you should stay on top of the on top of the topic, and then you can worry about animals on the next podcast. Daniel Broccoli said, Hood, what's good? You hit me up like my homies hit me up, just scream Hood. I gotta turn around. What's up? Tony Scott, caffeine withdrawals are brutal. Okay, so you understand. Tony Scott know where we at with this. Tony Scott know where we at with this. I'm going to wing myself off of this. I promise you. I'm going to wing myself off of it. So, but other than that, man, that's where I was at with that whole thing, dealing with the Essence Fest, and I was just giving it a lot of conversational fortitude, because I thought that was something that needed to be talked about. This other guy on here, O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Imagine being
He's another person that talks online, and I like his conversation. I think he actually lives in Africa. That's what's weird about Duke. He actually is a black man from Chicago who actually lives in Africa. So, off topic, bro, no problem. No, it's all good, bro. You just living your life, my brother. You just doing what you can do, man. You don't know everything in the first time. You gotta learn.
Do not value black heritage. Essence Fest used to be known as the Cookout. It was created in 1995, created to center Black American heritage, the music, fashion, beauty, political power. It was basically like the family reunion created by Black people for Black people. Soul food, a little gospel, a little trap, NOLA. It was a culture that you felt deep in your chest. But now, not so much. It feels somewhat curated, corporatized, and it no longer feels like it centers us.
But wait, there's more.
Current CEO of Essence is a former DEI executive for Target. So the very thing that Black Americans are protesting, she was the center of, and now she's the center. Well, she's the head.
So you can see how a lot of times when you see African Americans being mad, I get it if other coaches don't understand. That's not hard to catch. And hit the like button, y'all. I need my like button hit right now. What's up, Icy? But I don't see my like button changing. Why you want me to do a shout out? It's not. I'm looking right at it. If it would have changed, I would have did your shout out, because I like your little logo thing that you got. But you ain't do the job. You ain't do the job. You got to do the job if you want to get a job done. Pause on that one. But anyway, as you see, what the girl is saying is that the girl said that the people work there actually was, and other people hit the like button too, man. Smash that like button, hit that thing up. What's up? We lit. Other people was saying that it's crazy that the lady used to work for Target, and she was this DEI representative, even though Black people had came about saying that they was going against Target because Target was taking out all their DEI initiatives because they had to, because of the government saying they wasn't going to get the money and blah, 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 skippy, all the whole rules that come behind all that stuff. And so this lady who runs the Essence Fest right now, who's from Kenya, she was actually their DEI executive. And so it's like, well, you already off code. Then you go and start running the as the CEO of Essence Fest. So it show you that these things are not just happening back because somebody's spending money. These people are directed. They basically are sent. They basically put them in those positions directly, specifically. You actually gonna work here. And so now when things have to go out and get done and things gotta go out, I see, shout out Barney Groney. What's up? What's up, Barney? Barney Groney was popping with you because you got to see the like button change. So I know I see he did his thing. Yo, but at the end of the day, we see that when you see how that worked, you see that it's supposed to be a situation of us having a little bit more say-so. But if this person was already the DEI hire from Target, and then now she's the CEO of Essence. These are people who basically are placed in these positions. So she's not she knows automatically her objective is not to really put something right. K-Jam, she knows not necessarily. She totally off code. She knows necessarily not to put nothing into us blackness or not to showcase anything from Black people, because that's not how she got hired. That's not how she got the job. She got the job because she showcases whiteness. She know how to represent white people. She know how to run their companies and have the right attitude and look a certain way and smile and talk that good shit. And then when somebody start mentioning Black people, she get to look and say, no, they need to get their shit together. They need to stop killing in the neighborhoods and all this shit. And then she get to go back to work and fit in. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, if she stood tall at any point and would say, no, I don't agree with that. I think Black people see, because if you look at how they'd be like, your ass fired, get the fuck out of here. And then she'd be like, they let me go because I spoke up at this one meeting. So this is what Black people got to deal with. So they're not going to do that shit, because ultimately her connection is not to none of these Black cities in America. Her connection is to Kenya. So when she get her check, she send the money home. This is the lemma. This is the, and then we come back to America and it's like, oh, Black people. Okay, we're going to do another festival. And got nothing to do with us. So it's really just basically, I'm going to overstep you, just like in the neighborhood that you walk up to the corner to go buy something from the store, and it's not a Black person, it's an Asian guy, or it's an Asian woman, or Arab guy, and they've been there, and they're going to be there. And then when you grow up and you live somewhere else and you drive through there, it's the same people, it's the same spot, it's the same thing right there. And you looking and saying, damn, Them motherfuckers always been in the hood. People love them though. You know how it is in the hood. Hey, what's up, Miss Child? What's going on? People ain't angry. People don't try to hurt them or be mad at them. It's our neighborhood. We're fucking standing here. So eventually, that thing, the Essence Fest, is going to still have black people come and fuck with it because what else do we got? We already made that something in our culture. We already made that something that we revere and want to fuck with. And so now, why would we stop? Why don't we change our mind and be like, man, it's African now. Motherfuckers gonna still be like, man, it's vacation time, man. I got my money. I already set the tickets up. You know, this is what we do. Come on, let's just go down there, man. Let's go. And it's gonna still have people come in and fuck with it because they're tapped into our culture. They tapped into what we fuck with. They know what we do. They see the numbers. They see the takes, the people showing up, how much money they making. And so, well, who would leave that? Who would run away from money? You could have a bad year. You could have a bad party. It's NBA games. It don't be everybody in them damn stands every fucking game. But you don't never see them quit. You don't never see NBA say, man, damn, why nobody up here? Man, fuck this shit then. No, they put another one on. And they say, fuck it, we're going to do it again. You know what, let's do it again. Yeah. He said, General Langley getting fired by Trump. Facts. You know what I'm saying? I said facts like I know what he's talking about. Hell yeah, boy, I get you. But you right on point. I don't know. I have no idea about none of that stuff. However, I can agree with what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's true. You know what I'm saying? You gotta still go on further. You know what I'm saying? I think that if black people didn't buy Essence Fest and you let it get out your hands, then it's gone. And I think that black people should start their own. We should start our own. It should be something that we put together and we put out there and it's ours. And it's like this, it's nothing to do with other cultures. We're not gonna sell it. We're gonna pass this down to the generations because when I look at somebody like Diddy, and I say they're gonna mess up his name and throw him under the bus and kill his career like that because he can't pass the business to his kids now. See, most people, when you get to the level of a billionaire, you'll be able to pass that corporation down to your children. Hit the like button, y'all. Show me some like and love. I need that liking like I'm a vampire. Hook me up. Like button, please. He can't pass the business to his children. Because they're gonna say, "Oh man, that's that Diddy kid, bad boy." Oh man, yeah. Remember, because you know we were shorties, right? 2024, 2025, when they locked him up for that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Damn, I thought to his son, he like 39 by now then, and he running. Nope, I ain't interested. So the name and the legacy, what's up, Ron, is gonna be tore down, so it can't be built back up. It can't do anything. You understand what I'm saying? Dang, M. You really are. You really probably. I'm gonna tell you, and I don't mean no harm by this, bro. I know what's going on with you. You need to take a boo-boo, man. Honestly telling you, bro. I've noticed that by doing these lives that most people, if they don't take a boo-boo guy, they be uncomfortable and they start spewing out all kind of stuff. So you probably need to just go in the bathroom right now and push something out, man. You're gonna feel better. You remember Ice Cube said coming out feeling about 10 to 10 pounds lighter? That's not really a joke, bro. That's actually feel. Go and get your insides together, because that's what's gonna help you. So anyway, as you continue to go further, you see that as our culture, we're starting to make statements. Black people are starting to stand up. Black people are having a black outrage. Black people are not letting people walk over them no more. That's the past. We're not joining other people's plights and fights. We're not standing. We're having our own. Don't worry about it, Tim. We sent him on his way. We sent bro on his way. Don't even worry about that, man. He gonna get himself together because he probably needs something to, get his, drink some tea or something to push it down. He'll be all right. But black people have been on code for the last few years. The internet has come around and everybody's standing tall. And it looked like that's going to sustain. That don't look like that's going to wane and start just passing by. We're going to have like this lineage that's going to pop off. Everybody got on code when it came to voting for Trump. Everybody got on code when it came for not voting for Kamala Harris. Everybody got on code when it came to not doing no protests with the other cultures that the government is running down on today. So it's just a lot of stuff where you see black people having a little bit more self-respect, a little bit more personability where we rocking with each other. And now you're seeing the stuff like this and it's going down. Yeah, Ron said Cosby, Kelly, Jacko Combs. Hey, that sound like a rap song, boy. That's 4 bars right there. Cosby, Kelly, Jacko Combs. That just made me laugh because that's some true shit right there. He said Cosby, Kelly, Jacko, Combs, don't let these niggas in your homes. They trying to take these girls to Rome. They trying to take these girls to Rome. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what these guys was doing. So, you know, at the end of the day, they was bogus. I went, man, ain't no way in hell. Either of the four of them dudes, they made mistakes, man. You know what I'm saying? They made mistakes, man. And that's nobody can, even Combs, who we watched right there walking about to walk out of prison, he made mistakes, and the mistakes was monumental. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do I believe he supposed to be in jail? Of course, that nigga supposed to be locked up. What the fuck? But I ain't got that kind of lawyers. So his lawyers was like, I rest my case. We ain't even finna fight this. You rest your case? Yeah. And that's power right there. You ain't finna say shit? Nope. He got 7 lawyers. They stood in there quiet. The whole motherfucking jury thinking they finna see these bougie ass lawyers talk. None of them said shit. They sat back. So they made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Those mistakes cost them everything. But again, they living their life. What can you say? It's not our life to even technically judge. But when it comes to the Essence Fest, that's a festival. That's not a human. So we can actually judge that. And if it's not giving you what you want, if it's not showcasing what you want to see, then you shouldn't even be showing up to that shit. And I'm going to tell you this too. I don't even think they would sell me the Essence Fest if I had Diddy and Jay-Z money and stacked on top of Michael Jordan money, and I was up in there tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead about it. They would not sell it to me. They don't even sell you niggas houses or us niggas houses in certain neighborhoods. You gentrified out that bitch. So why would they sell you something like the fucking Lollapalooza? But the person who probably sold the Essence Fest, you know how it is. You're not going to let you die with that money. So when you got a big corporation like this, they're going to make you go into debt. You're going to go, and they ain't going to make you go no damn well. You're going to get yourself into debt because you want your company to blow and grow. So you might take loans. You might jump in games where you ain't really got it all at first. So they're not going to make you go into debt. You can go into debt and be having a business. And then when you got to get out of debt, you can either the bankruptcy game, or you can sell it, or you can do some moves. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the move that they did. And that messed him up. My movie called Kill a Rapper. It's on Tubi. Kill a Rapper. You heard it? K-I-L-L-A, Rapper. That's the name of the movie, man. Tim, thanks for asking. Yeah, and that's also, you can leave a donation at Hood Films on Cashapp. Hood Films on Cashapp. You can also do that, too, if you want to help me have a couple dollars. Go and hit me up at Hood Films on Cashapp. You already know the name. You came to the channel. And then you can go to Cashapp because you got $1 million to help me out. And so the idea is that we just had to kind of stand tall a little bit as African Americans and say something. And I think that was the most critical thing that they did, because people still, black people talking back and saying shit every time something go down. That's going to stop a lot of bull crap. That's going to stop a lot. People going to think about it first. They're going to be like, nah, I don't even put black people in this shit. They ain't going to do shit to start raising hell. It's going to stop people from thinking they can cross us. People are going to have more respect for us because they're going to see us having more respect for ourselves. And so that's key. You know what I'm saying? Those people, they ain't going to sell that Essence Fest because they think they're going to make some money off that. But if they get down to the wire, and if they do it one more year and then have the same kind of outlook, they're going to have to sell that shit because they just going to have a dud asset. So it's like nobody's going to fuck with it. So they're going to have to sell it. That's when black people really gonna be looking like, who? Magic Johnson, go buy the Essence Fest. And if he buy it now, motherfuckers gonna come in droves. But you already know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be 3-4 shootouts at that bitch. It's just the way it is. It's just the culture is the way it is. They're gonna have to be like, look, we're gonna do our own Essence Fest, but we're gonna have our own police. Okay? Can we pay for our own police? We'll train them, we'll do everything it takes. Just don't have none of you New Orleans police come, let us do our own shit. They're gonna say, hell no. It's America. We coming with our own jurisprudence. There's no way in hell you gonna be your own police in our state. So that's why I think what happens to the last live, it's on there. You'll find it. It's on the YouTube. You'll find it on there. But yeah, I think that's what the game changer was. That those people own it. They historically have never really left real love for the African American culture. So now people don't want to send that love back. And that's really what we all learning. Hit the like button, everybody. Come on, them numbers is getting good. I appreciate y'all showing love. Hit that like button. Make it go crazy. Make it go crazy. Oh, I don't know, Thacker. We gotta see how it looks. We gotta see how things go. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But so we got the Essence Fest that happened. We got a bunch of wildness that happened inside the Essence Fest, and it's still going on today. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, Black people will stand tall and continue to be the leaders that we are, and we'll keep the Essence Fest a Black event. That's what we want. We want to make it and keep it a Black event. There's going to constantly be Black outrage if they don't do that. If they keep it and try to put these things that we build in America and hand them to other cultures, it's going to be problems. It's going to be yelling matches. It's going to be issues. It's going to be just like when they tried to say Puerto Ricans made hip hop. It's going to be problems. Thanks for hitting that like button. I see the numbers going up. Y'all doing it. Come on, let's keep going. Keep going. Wow. Man, I appreciate this kind of love. Man, y'all dope. In case you ain't looked in the mirror and saw yourself today, you just know that. I'm telling you to yourself, to your face. If you're on here right now, you're super dope. You don't even know it. I'm telling you. I can feel the energy coming through this screen with your face looking at it. You dope. And that's a fact. And that's super facts. So, but we all have to just keep going on, man. There's no division. There's no separation. There's no negativity. There's no anger. There's no foulness. There's no hatred. There's no disregard. It's love. It's massive amounts of love. It's only love is the reason why somebody would even bring these things up and talk about it. Because if it was hate or if it was vitriol, it just would be a fight or a problem at that place. But people in Black culture just didn't bring none of their feelings, none of their stuff there. We didn't come there and bring nothing. Whatever money they made, didn't nobody try to rob them at the end. Whatever they came up with, didn't nobody do nothing. It was just the experience wasn't there. And that's what Black people are going to love and want. We want that experience to be up to par. We want that experience to be something that we can, post online or talk about at our jobs. You know what I'm saying? We want to go Black. We work too. We've been at jobs all year. We've been sitting in wintertime houses and stuck in cribs. And so now it's vacation time. Now it's money time. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for those things to showcase. Like, I work. I get my ass up every day and put in fucking work. So I want to see this shit come back to me. I want money. Don't fucking play with me like I don't deserve no goddamn money. What's up? And I want to go on vacation, and I want to fucking fly out, and I want to be in New Orleans. I want to see my granny and them. My grandfather is from New Orleans. My name is from him. You understand what I'm saying? My first and last name. So, well, my last name from my dad, but my first name, I was named after him. So it's like, oh, wow, I'm named after granddaddy. And so he's from New Orleans. I haven't been down there to search his history and find out what neighborhood he was from. Apparently, my mother said he left from down there when he was 18. So he passed on, obviously, at this point. So it's like it's going to be some hellified research. But could you imagine going down there and everybody down there, African you talking to, like, hey, can I find out, what are you? Who are you looking for? You like, what the fuck, bro? I thought there was New Orleans down here. Like, no, Africa, we have taken over. This is from the, you be like, hold up, man, I never found my grandfather now. Like, this whole place been taken by some, another country. They probably done buried that shit and threw them whole boxes out. You know what I'm saying? But this is like the history of Black people in America. It's not like we really know a lot of people from our whole past. You know what I'm saying? So what can we say? You know what I'm saying? Rick, why you doing me like that, bro? Why you doing me like that? That's the first time though. That one right there is the first time I got that one. I ain't gonna lie. I get Jay-Z all the time. My bank account don't get his money, but I get that all the time. But this is the first time somebody said that one. That was funny as hell. Now I gotta tell people. Guess what somebody said? They told me, oh, Jay-Z. That's funny as hell. He said, bro, for real. That nigga going crazy. God damn. McDonald's, you acting even more erratic right now. You just go habitually across. I'm stuck with it. Bro. It ain't gonna leave. It ain't even. But girls still rock with me. Girls still rock with me. So it ain't even like that's been ever a thing. You know what I'm saying? I think I had one girl who bust me out bogus like that. I was in like high school. No, I was in like grammar school. And don't you know when you're a shorty, like my grandfather used to sell like little gold bracelets and shit like that. And I took one to school. I wrote her a letter. Oh, I like you. I want you to be my girlfriend. You so cute. And I gave it to her in class. She stood up in the room. She stood up after she read it. She stood up in the class and she said, I don't like your big nose ass, nigga. Take this cheap ass chain back, bracelet back. I was like, man, you talking about embarrassed, bro. You can't even. I think it was the next day. I gave it to her, and then the next day when she came to school, I'm thinking like, this gonna be my girlfriend. Like, you know, she said, I swear to God, man, I'm talking about in the heaven. This is not a lie. It's not a joke. She was in class. I had to be like maybe 4th grade or something like that. And she stood up in the class, man, the next day. I'm not kidding. And I'm gonna tell you something. I barely spoke to that girl after that. For years. For years, I barely could even say hi to her. I was like so fucking perturbed about this shit. And she stood up in the class. She was like, I don't like your big nose ass nigga, and take this stupid ass neck bracelet back. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm talking about embarrassed, bro. You can't even imagine but see, that didn't stop me from hollering at girls. That didn't stop me. But I was broken hearted. I was broken down. I was like, shit. But it didn't kill me. It was just like, you know, that wasn't the one. That's how I looked at it, like, that ain't the one. I looked at it like basketball. You shoot the ball, you miss, you run the ball down, you get it, you shoot it again. You can't sit back and start crying. Look, I missed the ball. Look how it came off the rim. And see, if I would have shot it like this, you don't even do that. You just shoot it and miss, you run the shit down. You keep shooting till you miss, till you hit. And that's how I looked at it. Like, all right, well, that one, not that one. And then I moved on. But that really did bust my head, man. I was like, what was wrong with this, bro? She killed me with that one. But it was not where it broke me down where I ain't talk to girls no more. It was just like, damn. I was like, don't get her no more damn bracelets. Don't write her no more letters, nigga. You gotta find you a chick, somebody else with this motherfucker. But it was just funny and shit that really did happen to me. I was just like, damn, I was embarrassed. So I can't believe I told y'all all that shit, but that really did happen. It was so many mad years ago. I was in grammar school. Come on. I was probably like 13. No. I had to be a little younger than that. I probably like 11, something like that. Like maybe 9, 10 or something. I had to be very young. But hit the like button, because I just told y'all some integral stuff that got nothing to do with the essence, but I just broke that down for you. You need to tell me you like my story, and you're going to hit the like button and show some love. Let's run us up, because when you hit the like button, they spread the message to other people, and that allows me to build up my channel, so you don't have to send me money through Cashapp. You could just watch this, and then YouTube will send me money, and then I could be on here every day, all day. Then we won't just be 157, we'll be 957, 9 hours, 10 hours. We still talking, we still kicking it, we still spitting, we still reading the comments. Yeah, Rick Ortiz said, that sucks, man. That was fun. That was funny, but it was like, you know, girls, man, what can you say, man? You're not gonna hit them all. You ain't gonna win every single one. You know what I'm saying? You say that's why they get what they get. Cheated on. Hey, that's a super fact, because I remember when just about that girl, she ended up having a baby by one of the homies in my hood, and dude was not into her at all. And I ain't even telling her business. You don't even know her name, so you wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna make me another cup of coffee. I've been sitting down too damn long. Ouch. Anyway, she had a baby by a dude, and he ain't even rock with her, and it was just like, dang. Too bad, Shotty. Too bad. But that was her world, you know. And so y'all made me go into a real diatribe about my nose situation, man. I don't even know y'all like that, man. You ought to be happy that I told you all that stuff. I was supposed to have my coffee this morning, but if you watch my lives, you probably know I ended up making a coffee at some point during the live, basically. I'm mostly a dude that be behind the scenes, but you know, and I couldn't really be talking a lot online because I always be like behind the scenes. But then, you know what I'm saying, as time progressed and I could get more comfortable with chatting and talking and all that stuff, more is, you already know, nothing is wrong with your nose, with the nose. Yeah, them first 4 letters of your name, you already know what's popping, man. We got to deal with the world. They came from different cultures and different backgrounds. They haven't really seen us. like this that look really, when you talk about how Hollywood work it out and they get these people that look certain ways and trying to put a projection that all black people look like that, they don't. Just like every other culture, everybody don't look just one way. Everybody look all kind of ways. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been proud of my African features. Always. Because it's me. It's who I am. Let me grab my coffee. Oh man. The Essence Fest debacle. But they're not gonna let these people delete us no more. It's another generation out here that's not allowing that. When hip hop was coming out when I was young, the people kept saying that was older than us, that it wasn't gonna last. We was new to the earth, so we just believed the fuck they were saying. Like, it ain't gonna last, that shit gonna go away. That shit ain't gonna last. You just like, okay, if that's what you say. Faith Love said, who that on the portrait? No disrespect. Well, you can look and see for yourself. Oh, damn, up there. That's that portrait. Okay, I see it coming through the background. That's me and my boo-boo. And you cannot see my boo-boo. I don't want you stalking her tomorrow. Saying, that's hood boo-boo. That's hood boo-boo. You can't see my boo-boo. No boo-boo. Fuck you, Noctales. Fuck you. I'm putting it out there early. Did you know your nose never stops growing? It can only get worse. Damn, man. How am I laughing at nose jokes? You know why? Because I've been hearing them since I was a little fucking child. This shit does not bother me. It's fucking hilarious. And Faith said, not. Good, thank you, Faith, because that shit did kind of run deep. I'm not gonna lie. When he said those fucking words, I actually was thinking in my brain, I gotta Google this shit. So thanks, Faith. I'm gonna take your words on it. That was funny. That just made me laugh, man. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm supposed to be mad when you say shit about me like that, right? I'm supposed to be angry, like, hey, motherfucker, I'm gonna block you. But that shit's funny. That shit's just funny. Man, it's just funny as hell. But anyway, an old boy said I look like Jay-Z's father or some shit like that. That was funny than a motherfucker right there. Jesus Christ. I was like, wow. Jay-Z's dad. That nigga don't even know his dad. You mean I can fuck around and be Papa J? He grew up in the Monty Projects. He never got a chance to meet his old man. So that's crazy, but tis what it is, mate. Yep, so she's not J-Lo from the block, thank God. Faith said, yeah, but what can you say, man? They're going to do something better with the Essence Fest. They're going to give us what we're asking for, and that's really some dope entertainment from black people. And see, the real reason why black people get so mad is because we have put out so much hip-hop. We've put up so much R&B. We've put out so much stuff that has changed the landscape of entertainment. So much. You even got people like Tyler Perry that's doing stuff. It's just so much. But you know what I mean? We say Pittsburgh, Mississippi. I thank you for the live show. Thank you, bro. Pittsburgh, Mississippi. Wow, I never heard of Pittsburgh before. I bet this look dope down there. See, we live in a big city, so it's always big buildings. I'm talking about like high rises and shit like that. And so you get used to it. Obviously, you just normal as buildings, like fucking buildings, revolving doors, elevators, all that shit. But when you see like places like that where it's like trees and shit and animals and shit, and, like dirt roads and shit, that shit is a shock. Cause they'd be like, what the fuck? From a big city, when you actually see some shit like that, you'd be like, and actually you standing in it, like, whoa, it's fucking bushes on both sides and shit, like fucking deers running around. It's like, what the fuck this is crazy. I could assume it'd be like somebody from down there coming to the big city and seeing a tall building, it's like, god damn, a building's big as hell. So I can imagine it being the same way. You coming somewhere like Pittsburgh, you be like, man, I can't believe y'all. So it's a mountain over there. Y'all be going to the mountain. Y'all be going hunting. It's a fucking river right here. Like, damn. Be like, oh, let's go fuck around in the river. I never seen. Fucking. We got Chicago River, but that bitch beautiful. Bougie and a bitch. They got fucking taxis on that motherfucker. You can get on the river and take a taxi. And that motherfucker take your ass all through this bitch. There ain't no fucking taxis on the river in fucking Mississippi. It's literally a yellow taxi. Like you've seen before, but it's a fucking boat. And you can pay money to get on that bitch, like $10, $20, and take your ass all through this bitch. You looking at the buildings from the river and shit. That shit crazy. It's literally like that. They pick you up at the different parks, like different parks that ride around the river. You just walk up and shit, you stand out there, motherfucker pull up like a bus. It's for real. You know what I'm saying? But if you go to one of them rivers, they don't fucking boat pulling your ass up, nigga. You fucking fall in that shit, or alligator eat the shit out your ass. So it's just different to think about places like that because you've never seen no place like that. Faith said, but you guys are originals who invented graffiti, bro. You know it. Oh yeah. A lot of people believe. Hell, I was a person from that time frame. We know it already. You know what I'm saying? And these things just become so big and so successful and so entrenched in culture that people want to opt it for themselves, just like they did with country, just like they did with rock and roll, just like they did with the blues, just like they try to do with hip hop right now. The only thing is that hip hop is very young. See, blues and all that shit. And then another thing about hip hop is the media thing. You got AI, you got technology. That shit is like ridiculous. So a lot of the stuff that would have never probably had legs back in the day, it got legs now because the internet is here to promote it and push it. So it's also here to promote feelings and attitudes and understandings. And hey, you're not gonna take our culture and turn that shit into no fucking Hispanic culture. You're not gonna take our culture and turn that shit into no African culture. We don't give a fuck if you've been mad. We don't. If you can say I hate white people because I said that. You can say I hate somebody from another country because I said that. That's your fucking business. But at the end of the day, you ain't taking our shit. We believe in this shit. We love it. And just because we might not be doing it no more, or because we moved on, or somebody else invented something else, and then that's where the focus go, that don't mean that people hate or forgot what the fuck the invention was. You know, it's just that a forward, I guess, you know what, they make it seem like forwardness only come from if you go to college, if you go to school, then you're moving forward, then you're forward more, got forwardness. But that's not really the forward. The forwardness is moving a culture forward. The culture is moving. That's why a president of a United States or any kind of country matters, because he's going to be the headline, the head person of the culture. And whatever his culture is what's going to be dominant. And that's why in America, most of the presidents are white people, because that's what the dominant culture in this country is. You know what I'm saying? So when we come to the culture outside of politics, that's black people, because we're the next largest amount of people in this country. And so as much as they tried to walk around telling Hispanic humans that they was going to be the next middle class or the next minority, and then they turn right around and then chasing them around America trying to fucking arrest them. It's like that was a false motherfucking narrative then. I guess we ain't gonna be the next motherfucking minority. Like, what the fuck y'all trying to arrest us? Like, what's going on? It's like, yeah, we lied. Y'all immigrants and you going your ass out of the country. What? It's a 1-2. They just tricked them. You know what I'm saying? So said Faith Love said Elvis Presley got those moves from African Americans, and Betty Boop was a black woman. But what women tried to take her role when the original one won a case in the black Afro American lady. Yeah, I heard about those things too. You know, and that's why I like a lot of the people that's on this particular live, or people that's actually following us, or people that are subscribed. Y'all smart. See, I thought, I won't be over here telling y'all shit and, and educating people and giving game. It's like, nah, motherfuckers is up on shit. Motherfuckers is up on shit. These people is not dummies. They not sitting around here not seeing what's happening. And, so if you say a few things, the people in the comment section gonna tell you what it is. And that's why I read it, because obviously people smart. You know what I'm saying? Some people know more than me. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm learning too. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff I've heard and seen, and then on some of the stuff I haven't. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, hold up. But ultimately, that's what it's going to come down to. I got to put a little ice in this coffee. Make that some iced coffee. And I always be trying not to drink coffee. But I drink coffee. Now it's iced coffee. Yeah, but I appreciate y'all checking out Black Outrage. Yeah, Black Outrage is a dope podcast, and I sit on here and I talk to y'all about the stuff that I believe has people outraged. And it's more than just the things I could talk about on here because I can't find every subject matter. But I can talk about the stuff that's getting big and the things that are leading the culture and leading American conversation. So that's because I have a great opinion. And I'm well versed in a lot of subject matters, and I also do a lot of deep research to try to find out more about things. So by learning from that, then I could give my opinion on things from a vantage point. And definitely keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting that like button. You just jumped online. Hit that like button. It's right there in front of your face. Ding, 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 ding. So we are looking at a paradigm shift in the African American culture. No longer is it going to be everybody on code. No longer is it going to be people not really talking to each other and passing messaging and making sure that everybody stay within a type of parameter as African Americans. It's a paradigm shift, and we're seeing it happen right now. I think the biggest one happened when everybody started asking for reparations to Biden crew. When the people started giving him that punch and was saying you got to do something for black people, and he didn't. And then he tried to get ready to run for president again, and he knew he didn't have black support, so he threw Kamala Harris in there. Hey, you do it. And black people looked at her, read her record, looked up what she was going through, and said nope. And then Trump just was able to slide up in there. So even though a lot of black African Americans, they did vote for Kamala Harris, that's where she got majority of her goddamn votes from. But it wasn't enough to throw Trump. That being said, now the second level was her, and then the third level is things like this Essence Fest situation, which really it's now it's like the African Americans are saying, we're not just doing this to white people, we're doing this to you too. You didn't support us, so it's no goddamn connection. And the same thing with the Hispanic community when they're going through this with the government trying to kick them out. You didn't support us, so the answer is no. So it's like basically every single race just got the same situation. We're not voting for y'all no more. We're not doing all that just running gun, vote blue because of you who know who and all this shit. We're not coming to your Essence Fest. We're not a part of that. Black people ain't a part of that. Black people don't own it. Then you do that shit yourself. You know what I'm saying? We're not finna vote for whoever you throw in our face and think she black because she put hot sauce in her collard greens or whatever the fuck she talk about. No. And so black people got on code. And these are the first times in history, or since a long ass time, since like motherfucking the Black Railroad, an underground railroad, that black people come together and make assumptions and make a move and say that's just what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I would say the last time black people made a big decision like that was when they decided to segregate. And they was like, well, desegregate. And they were saying, oh, y'all could come over here and close your companies and just be a part of our structure and get you a job. I think that's probably the last time black people made a big paradigm shift and said, okay, fuck all these little small mom and pop companies. Let's just go ahead and get us a 9-to-5 and get some retirement checks. But when it comes to all of that being the past tense ideology, it's nobody really living like that no more because of the technology and because of computerism. It's time for togetherness. It's not no 9-to-5s. It's not nobody with a good ass job and all that shit. It's not. If you do, hopefully you'll be working at that motherfucker in your 60s because probably you might not be. You know what I'm saying? So the other younger culture, they not even lining up to shit like that. They're not even signing up. I was with young guys kicking it, and I was thinking like job shit because that's how I grew up. And they was like, nigga, we scamming. I'm thinking like, scam? What the fuck? Like, I heard of that shit. What the fuck you talking about? Like, nah, nigga, we getting banks. We blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking like, oh. But you can live off that shit? It's like, nigga, oh yeah, you get hitting licks like this, then the third. I'm like, oh, okay, whoa. But that wasn't in my time frame because there was no fucking cell phones. There was no computers. So that wasn't even something, you wasn't scamming people like that. I think they had pickpockets and shit like that when I was coming up. About 3-car Monte people, you know what I'm saying? But you talking about scamming through computers and cell phones and all this other weird shit. It's like, oh, okay, that's the new grind. I'm like, oh, wow. But this is a generation of people that's way more technical savvy than me and got access to that shit. Like, they might have the apps in their fucking face every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might download it and use that shit twice. But you know what I'm saying? So it's like this is the new time. It's a new era. And so people ain't just relying on, am I going to go to work? Am I going to retire? Am I going to get a job? Am I going to get a girlfriend? It's like a whole new verticals. These ain't even the way it go no more. Motherfuckers is gamers. Motherfuckers is podcasters. Motherfuckers is streamers. Motherfuckers is influencers. It's like 5 words to describe the new entrepreneurs of today. And though none of that shit got to do with 9 to 5, get up and work, get off, work your shift. That's not even a word no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the way things are today in this game. You know what I'm saying? So peace out, Tim. I see you. Yup. We having our time on here, man. We having our time because we kicking it. We just talking that smack, doing what we do. I had to drink a little bit more coffee because I was going through a little, I hate to say the word withdrawal, but it's just 2 cups. That's just my 2nd cup. I think yesterday or maybe the day before yesterday, I did like 3 cups. I'm like, oof. But there's two up. And when I would be outside grinding on that hustle game, I'd be on Red Bull, but I chilled off of that. I got up off of that because we be hitting Red Bull, 3, 4 of them, and then 9 p.m. we going back in. It's like, boy, you Red Bull crazy. So I said, enough of that. Yo, definitely send a donation at Hood Films on Cashapp or Venmo. Definitely like this video, subscribe, share. Definitely send a donation on Cashapp, Venmo under Hood Films. That's my brand. That's what I do. That's what I did. You got the $1 million. You got the $1 million in your heart. I know you do. I see you dancing. I see you listening to this music, to my voice. It's a beautiful voice. So help me stay voiceful. Yeah, so we got to figure that out. But the Essence Fest got bumped this year. Black people ain't rocking with it. It got no legs. It looked like it's going to be a dud from now on. And y'all got to let me know what y'all think. I think I'm going to jump off of here and jump into the next mission. And I'm going to hit y'all up later. And we're going to talk about some more fly shit online right on this channel. So when I get off of here, they're going to put this video up. And then you're going to be able to probably see some videos at the top or some bottom right here. You're going to be able to like, you're going to be able to share, you're going to be able to subscribe. And I want y'all to continue doing that. I appreciate it. Also, we got the free download in the comment section. It's going to be about the fact that you can download the free download for making a movie, getting your movie on YouTube, getting monetized, all that good stuff. See, we ain't just talking. We got actual activity happening over here. And I appreciate y'all watching, liking, subscribing, kicking it. The lights is on fire. You just would not know. Man, they on fire. And I'm grateful for y'all support. All right? So I'm going to hit y'all up later. We're going to chat some more and do all that good shit. All right, peace.